This is Micah Hoffpower, former Major League Baseball player with the Chicago Cubs and JHS class of 1998. You're listening to the Fightin' Indian Football on JHS-Sports.com.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a damp and chilly Bobcat Stadium in Hallsville, where the Fightin' Indians of Jacksonville and the Hallsville Bobcats both looking for their first win of the year in District 9-5A Division II. It is homecoming here in Harrison County. The pregame festivities, though, Matt Montgomery, have all taken place at the high school. There will be no bands tonight, just football.
Okay, first of all, it's damp and chilly for me down here.
That's
you
true.
Guys are
damp,
not.
It's damp and chilly for Matt only. Let's be very clear.
And the players, of course, and everybody that's outside. And you guys are all tuggled snug in the booth up there. So, no, it was actually worse when I came down about 20 minutes ago. The rain's kind of lightened up, and now it's starting to kind of pick up again. It's a north wind of about maybe 10, 12 miles an hour out of the north, and the rain's going about a 45-degree angle, so when you kind of turn, toward the south, it's not so bad. But if you start facing the other way, it gets a little dicey there. Yes, this is a big game for both teams. The cellar game, if you will. I mean, that's what's been called on some publications I've seen. But it's a game that both teams obviously want to get into the win column. And, they're both winless in District 9-5A Division II. Overall, Hallsville has won 2 games. And non-district, of course, they beat Terrell and Wiley East. Now, those 2 teams that Hallsville beat, I think they have 1 win between them. Jacksonville, on the other hand, got their only win against Palestine in week 2 in that nail-biting 48-47 win. Since then, Palestine's gone on and played pretty good football, and they're still in the thick of things in what is now known as the District of Doom. But nevertheless, this is a game where, believe it or not, Jacksonville, with this 0-4 district record, is still has a chance. 0-4. Still has a chance to make the playoffs. Now you're saying, what are you, crazy? You get a win here, you get a win next week, and then you go into the Lindale game and you got to get some help. The Jacksonville does not control their own destiny. They got to have some help. It is possible. So it isn't like this game is like last year when Jacksonville could not make the playoffs when the Fightin' Indians went to Bullard and played that home away from home game. Hallsville won 37-30. That game, both teams had already been eliminated. But tonight, you would think, with both teams being 0-4, Aaron, that they're out of it. But Jacksonville, I don't know about Hallsville. I'd look at all the points and stuff. You know how that goes when you have these kind of point systems and 4 teams make it.
Yeah,
it
then
can
I
get
have to do math and I get upset, and it's not a good look.
You got to pull your shoes off and start using your toes.
Yeah, I'm not taking my shoes off tonight to do math. It's way too cold.
You don't have enough room up there either.
That's right.
Pretty tight. Jacksonville leads this overall all-time series 21-13. Wayne Coleman has played Hallsville in 3 of his 5 years in Jacksonville. This would be the 4th time. He's 2-1 against Hallsville. And so, again, it's a game that clearly both teams want to get in the win column. Hallsville hasn't won since week 3, Jacksonville since week 2. If you look at the scores that the teams have played, Jacksonville has actually been a little more competitive against the other district schools, which is why a lot of people are picking Jacksonville, even though this is a game being played in Hallsville. But, Wayne Coleman will tell you that Hallsville has some cats. I mean, they have some guys that can run the football. They have a scat back quarterback, somebody that Jacksonville has seen a lot this year, Aaron, as you know. And he's a sophomore. And Joe Drennan, in his 2nd year in Hallsville, check that 3rd year in Hallsville after he won a state championship at Mineola. He's finding a little bit tougher in 5A than he did down at that 3A level with Mineola. And he brought up a lot of sophomores in the last couple of weeks, trying to get them more experience. So, you just have, I count on the roster, there's 13 on there, but 10 of those guys were brought up in the last couple of weeks, which, by the way, last night at Tomato Bowl, the Jacksonville Junior Varsity had 22 players, okay? Hallsville had 21, and that was because of all the pull-ups that Hallsville did, and Jacksonville's had some injuries and some grades and some discipline stuff, so, and Jacksonville won that game. JV won 40-20. Folks, you're listening to the Countdown to Kickoff, sponsored by Andy Calco, Texas Farm Bureau. Andy's ready to help you with all your life, home, and auto insurance needs. Give Andy a call at Texas Farm Bureau, he can get it done for you for all of your insurance needs. Aaron, the rain's kind of lightening up a little bit, but we expect this rain to last all night long. So, as you said, no bands tonight, no drill teams tonight, and the sad thing for Hallsville, this is their homecoming game. And so all those festivities have been moved to the high school inside, and so that's what's going on. There's not a lot of people here right now. Of course, we have quite a bit of time before kickoff. Maybe they'll get here soon, but a lot of them, especially the Hallsville fans, they're at the high school right now celebrating homecoming.
That's right, and we'll have to look and see. I don't expect a huge crowd from Jacksonville tonight, but we'll see about that.
Well, of course, the band's coming off that Division I rating last Saturday night down in Nacogdoches at Homer Bryce, and you know, these ball games, a lot of your fans are, you know, Charmer parents and band parents. They're coming out, and so yeah, we're going to miss some of them. Maybe they'll travel over, as Jacksonville has the one fan right now sitting in there in the rain, and it doesn't surprise me who this one fan is sitting in the rain. And of course, who can I say? I'm standing out here in the rain, but Cleaver is sitting over here in the rain.
Cleaver.
Jimmy Cleaver sitting in the rain over here, throwing his hands out to me like, yeah, I know, I'm sitting in the rain.
He's dedicated.
Yep, he is. He's got Carson's playing. That's right, it's what you do. So both teams warming up right now, and again, it's going to be a kind of a quiet game tonight, Aaron, without the bands. I mean, it's going to be more like a scrimmage, you know, when you don't have all that extra noise, and not only not noise, extra entertainment, I should say. So, but stick around with us. We got some fun stuff at halftime. I think, Ryan, you got some videos or something I heard? Or we're not going to show any videos. But we do have some things for you, so stay with us. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I was going to say we could take a real deep YouTube dive, but I don't know. People are really interested in that. Ryan was sharing with me some pretty good entertainment during halftime of the college game last night.
Yeah. Speaking of college, how about your Mustangs?
Yeah, pulled it out in Houston last night. Tried to give it away, but still undefeated, 8-0 for the first time since 1982.
Wow. Wow, the Dickerson-James years, yes.
And my 49ers are still undefeated, and they just picked up SMU alum, wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders. So
you're just having all kinds of football fun. We got to get some of that stuff happening on Friday night.
Saturdays and Sundays are great.
We got to get some Friday night stuff going.
We got to get Friday nights back a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be interesting footing here tonight. This field was, I believe the first year was 2005, and it is slick. And it's not just because of the rain coming down right now. These turfs, they got to be replaced about every 8 to 10 years. And I think this is the original turf from 14, 15 years ago. Very flat, almost Astrodome-ish, like, if you know what I'm talking about. Very short to the cuff. This is the old turf. So I was looking at Jacksonville and talked to a couple of the players, and they do have their long cleats on tonight. Besides the wet field, this turf, boy, when it's this short and it gets wet, it's kind of glassy, you know. Kind of tough to scoot around on, so I probably won't be sprinting up and down the sidelines. I don't want to fall down in front of everybody.
Well, get a good stretch in if you do.
Yeah, we'll try to. So both teams warming up. The rain has kind of slowed down just a little bit. Expect this to be the story tonight. Hallsville again coming into the ball game. They're 2-5. Again, beating Terrell and Wiley East in non-district. And of course, the Bobcats went in 2-1 into the bye week, and they were feeling pretty good about themselves. And then when 9-5A started, they hit some buzzsaws, so they're struggling. And again, I mentioned a moment ago, they brought up a lot of young players. They're led by running back Trey Fulton, a senior, and the quarterback sophomore Carter Rogas. Scat-back type quarterback Wayne Coleman said that, you know, that he's one of those guys that you think you got him and then you don't. He's left-handed, which is another dimension that, you know, that looks a little bit different. He's not that big. He's about 5'8", 155. And Wayne Coleman said he's the guy they need to contain tonight defensively against Hallsville. Jacksonville will come out tonight and try to run the football in this weather, but don't be surprised if the Indians also don't try to continue to do some of the deep passing game with the weapons like, you know, Carpenter and Freeney and Tyrese Gibson. Jacksonville definitely has the speed advantage over Hallsville. And, you know, even with the wet weather, you know Wayne Coleman, you know what he likes to do? He likes to throw deep. And when the wind's with it could beat his back, I can guarantee you, I don't care if it's flooding, he's going to try to go deep. And, of course, Patrick Clay, the junior quarterback, still the second leading passer in the district, 9-5A, is he's capable of striking from anywhere the way he throws the football. Again, folks, this, excuse me, I was going to say this part of our countdown to kickoff, I want to make sure and thank our sponsor, Andy Calcoat and Texas Farm Bureau. Andy's ready to help you with all your life, home, and auto insurance needs. We appreciate Andy and Texas Farm Bureau sponsoring this part of our countdown to kickoff here at Bobcat Stadium in Hallsville, where it is going to be a wet, cool night. At least it's not, 40s. It's in the mid-50s right now. And I think it's going to stay around that temperature throughout the ball game. Thank goodness. It's one thing to be wet, but to be wet and cold, yeah, that's no fun.
We've been there. You've been there.
Well, these players too. I mean, it just affects so many parts of your game. And when you used to have those kind of offenses that ran the football so much, these days everything's spread offense. The short passing game, the middle range passing game, really changes up a lot of things when you run into this kind of weather like this. The good teams must be able to adapt and adjust. And offensively, Jacksonville's offensive line continues to get better. Matchup-wise, it's a good match tonight for Jacksonville. Again, the Indians, every game this year, they've been undersized against the offensive and defensive fronts of their opponents, but not tonight. They should match up well with the Hallsville Bobcat Lions.
So, Matt, how's Jacksonville looking on the injury front coming into this one?
They look good. I mean, they don't have any major injuries. That's a great thing. They've got the nicks and bruises that you always have after you've played 7 ball games. But as far as major injuries go, I don't know of anybody that is not playing tonight. Everybody seems to be good to go. Wayne Coleman, and we'll hear about this in a few moments on Smoke Signal, sponsored by All Smiles Dentistry. Coach Coleman talks about what a pleasure it is to coach these young men, and the way, even though they're, the Indians are 1-6 right now, they just continue to come in and play hard and practice well every week.
And Matt, we know you've been able to get to a lot of practices this year, and the sort of the tempo, the vibe at the practices has been good and been positive all season.
And that's the thing. I think that's a credit to the coaching staff, because each week he continues, Wayne Coleman does, and his staff, they continue to talk to the kids about, here's what we're playing for. I mean, I don't care that you're 1-6 right now. It doesn't matter that you haven't won a district game, but here's what play for your teammates, play for your town, play for pride. You only have 10 games, okay? And hopefully you got more than that if you make the playoffs, but you only got 10 games guaranteed. Make every one of them count. I hear him talk to the players each and every week about it. These kids have responded to that. It may not show up in the win column right now, but the attitudes, I've seen some Jacksonville teams that got in these situations, and practices aren't very pleasant. I mean, some of those rats start jumping off the ship when you don't win. Not this year's team. They stuck together, and they continue to play hard, and that's a credit to them and their character.
Certainly is, and if you're tuning in to support the Fighting Indians from home, wherever you may be tonight, we're glad you're with us on jhs-sports.com. We're also, of course, available on our external apps. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. So however you're listening, we're glad you're with us. Aaron Swink, Matt Montgomery, Todd Travis, and our producer Ryan Travis along with you. And Matt, you had the chance to talk to Coach Coleman, as you said just a moment ago. And as always this year, all of our conversations with Coach Wayne Coleman are brought to you by All Smiles Dentistry. That's Dr. Larry Folden, Dr. Brad Westbrook, and Dr. Dylan Rutherford. They are your hometown dental team, and they have brought us smoke signals all season. I'm going to throw it over to our producer, Ryan Travis, now to bring us smoke signals with Wayne Coleman.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Welcome to Smoke Signals, everybody. I'm Matt Montgomery, along with head football coach Wayne Coleman. Coach, third week in a row you ran into the district leader. You had White House, then Pine Tree and Marshall. All three of those guys are 4-0 at the top of the district, and boy, Marshall was. They proved it last week. They're a great football team.
They are, and we really played the tough part of the schedule right now in district, and so things will get a little easier for us. But regardless of that, you still got to go out and play your butts off and execute.
Another matchup situation that was a problem. They had those 2 300-pound tackles defensively, and Coach, I thought Nacogdoches' defensive backs were good. Well, Marshall's were just as good. They really took away a lot of the short game for you. I mean, you caught them on some deep stuff, but boy, they were really physical at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're very talented on defense. Got great size, great quickness. They're gonna make it a few rounds in the playoffs, I'm sure, this year. Quarterback, is going to carry them a little ways. So that's a great football team we played.
You did some good things offensively. I mean, you had some good runs, and we'll see some highlights in just a minute. And Patrick threw the ball much better this week.
Yeah, he's back-to-back games. He's been over 50% in his completions, which when you're having to take some deep shots like we are, that's good. So we're very pleased with his progress. We're getting better. We are. It's just anytime you're playing somebody this good, every mistake is exaggerated.
Probably the most physical game that I can remember this season. I mean, and that Marshall had a lot to do with it. They're just a very physically strong football team, and you look like you came out okay. I saw some little dings here and there, but looks like everybody's pretty healthy going into Hallsville this week.
Yeah, no concussions. Maybe some, tweak ankle, we got one elbow on Almazan, but for the most part, pretty healthy.
Let's look at some of the highlights. Jacksonville versus Marshall. Here's Clater to Carpenter for 36. Patrick getting pushed there.
Yeah, he took a big hit on that one and stood in there and delivered the ball.
There's a nice defensive play by your sophomore, Isaiah Mallard, forcing the fumble, and Huddy recovers it.
Isaiah had his best game of the year, which is saying a lot for, a sophomore against a good team like that.
Yeah. Here's your touchdown, the first score, and Clater to Gibson for 46, and boy, Patrick drops it right here in the middle of coverage and perfect throw.
Yeah, a little more air on that than we wanted on that one. We wanted to throw that a little more on the line, but Tyrese made a great catch.
Physical run here by Bryson.
Bryson only knows one way, north and south, and he runs hard when he gets the ball.
And here's your second touchdown. Patrick hits Kennedy for 6.
Good adjustment by Casey there, getting the inside leverage, and Patrick giving him time to get open.
So it's Hallsville this week, Coach. Hallsville looking at the same situation you are. They don't have a district win, and this is a big ball game. I mean, this is a game where you guys have 3 games remaining, 2 of them at home, and you're on the road this week, but this is a game that is definitely winnable, and I know that's what you've been sharing with the kids. As bad as it looks right now, we're not out of this thing.
Well, and I told them the story this morning about the woman that tried to swim from the California coastline to the Catalina Islands in 1952, and she got 15 miles of the 16 miles done, and a little fog set in, and so she gave up. She didn't realize she was a mile short. And sometimes you got to fight through the fog, and that's where we're at. We've swam most of the way through this season, and we've got a chance now to reach our goal, and we got to keep swimming. And these kids have been very high character this year. They show up every day for practice, work hard. I have no doubt that we'll be ready to play Friday.
And I noticed that. I went to practice yesterday, and I noticed that. I mean, it doesn't look like a football team that's struggling right now to get some wins. It's just like it's starting all over again every week. And I know what you mean by character. I mean, there's not the rats aren't jumping off the ship, if you will, like I've seen in the past. It's a good group of kids.
It is, and that was kind of one of our goals going into the season of let's separate ourselves, regardless of how many games we win this year. Let's separate ourselves by our character. And we wish we were 6-1 instead of 1-6. Everybody would. But these kids have done a great job of being good, positive role models in the school and taking care of their academics. And right now, realizing their playoff season, is starting. And we got to win Friday night. And I think I think the kids are gonna really show up and show out.
Well, let's talk about Hallsville. They've struggled as well. They've, I think that they're 0 in district. I believe they won 1 game, I think, too. So, or is it 2?
2 games.
2 games. Okay. May not have played the people that you played in Carthage and Henderson in non-district, but talk about Hallsville. What do they do?
They kind of run this modern day version of the wing T from shotgun. A lot of buck sweep stuff on offense, pulling the guards. They've got another quarterback that can run. He's not what we saw last week in Marshall, but he's a very athletic kid.
Defensively, what will you do to defend that? I mean, any changes? I know last week with Marshall, when you're trying to defend Savion Williams, you need 14 men on the field. You can't do that. So what will you do this week to try to contain him?
We've got to focus on being unselfish defensively. Guys that are going to have to make their run fits and spill the pulling guards. They're going to pull a guard on almost every play. So our guys, we didn't do a very good job of that last year. We watched the video. So we're going to work hard on it and see what happens. We're going to work on being unselfish.
Now, this is not a wing T version like Palestine's, is it?
No, much more of a spread look than Palestine's. They'll be in the gun. They'll have wideouts. They will run the buck sweep like Palestine, but they'll do everything from the shotgun. So it's a little different.
What do they do defensively that your offense will attack?
A lot of multiple looks on defense. They'll run a 3-man front and then a 4-man front. And then they'll play some cover 2 in the back end so that they can double cover some of your better receivers. So they're going to mix it up a lot. We've just got to be ready and smart about our RPO game, about when we've got to throw it and when we have to hand it off.
Coach, turnovers are such a big part of the game, and you guys have really been doing a good job, despite the record and everything, of stripping. I mean, you guys really. I mean, when you run with a football against Jacksonville, you better be ready because guys are going to be coming in trying to chop it out. Yeah,
the kids have taken coaching very well there. They kind of we make a big deal out of it every Monday morning. No matter if we win or lose on Friday night, we start off every Monday morning at 7:30 with turnover awards. And it's a big deal to the kids. They take pride in it, and it's something that they can turn games around for you. So something we're going to keep emphasizing.
I want to switch gears just a little bit. I'm going to talk about your sub-varsity level, even maybe 7th and 8th grade, and kind of let our listeners and viewers know a little bit about what's going on with that at those different levels. I know that those kids are competitive, playing really well right now.
They are. Our 7th and 8th grade teams, they're winning right now. My 9th and JV teams are struggling, kind of like the varsity right now. Both of them are.
But they play hard. I'm going to those games, and they're just like, they're undermanned and undersized, but they're in every game.
Yeah. And the JV, sometimes we have to shuffle kids around and move kids up from the JV and move kids back down to the JV. Those kids have been really unselfish, and they had a big win over Nacogdoches JV, and they continue to show up every week and compete.
Back to Hallsville, Coach. What are the keys to the game for your team to get the win?
I think for sure, be unselfish on defense, be in the proper place on your run fits. Last year we didn't do a good job of that against them. And then offensively, we didn't take what they gave us. So we had we watched last year's film and we did a lot of good things, but we just, at the key moment, didn't do what we were coached to do and didn't run the ball we were supposed to, didn't execute the route the way we were supposed to. So we've got to be more disciplined for sure Friday night.
And last thing, Coach, just so that our viewers will know, you're not eliminated from the playoffs.
Right.
I mean, it's a one-game season for these last 3 games, obviously, but you're still alive.
Yeah.
You control your own you control your own destiny, obviously, if a couple of things happen, I think.
Sure. I mean, if we sit here and we beat a Hallsville team and a Mount Pleasant team who are both like us struggling right now, if we beat both of those teams and then go into the Lindale game with a chance to get our 3rd district win, you could end up in a 2 or 3-way tie for that last playoff spot.
Well, it's Jacksonville versus Hallsville as the Fighting Indians hit the road. We'll be on live at 6:45 on jhs-sports.com. Hope to see you there. For head coach Wayne Coleman, I'm Matt Montgomery. We'll see you next time right here on Smoke Signal.
Weston Bank. You've known us all along.
Homes and Properties Realty agents work hard for you to offer a full-service experience. They pride themselves on giving both buyers and sellers the representation they deserve and are ready to serve you today.
Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
Hi, I'm Matt Montgomery. For the past 37 years, I've been helping people just like you get their financial ducks in a row. I'm a registered investment advisor and chartered financial consultant. We do portfolio management and comprehensive financial planning. Give me a call for a free consultation.
Gene Brumlow, class of 66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville Athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
If you walk through the Tomato Bowl, you've seen the beautiful large photos and arrowheads as well as signage around the stadium. Eric and Kathleen Stanfield can print large format images on metal, glass, and wood, and they do a lot more. Visit their showroom and see for yourself. Congratulations in Jacksonville, sponsors of the Play of the Game Award.
Since 2004, Legends Old Time Burger Cafe has been the home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburgers. Hand-battered chicken strips, chicken fried steak, fries, and onion rings are the best around. Legends, home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburger.
This is Kevin Aldridge, former NFL defensive lineman for the Tennessee Titans and JSS class of 1998. You're listening to the Fighting Indians football on jss-sports.com.
And we are back live at Bobcat Stadium in Hallsville, getting ready for the Fighting Indians and the Bobcats here in Week 5 of district action. Matt, where does the time go?
Oh, man, it's flown. I mean, it just seemed like we just opened Tomato Bowl against Carthage in Week 1. And, wow, we're already here with 3 games to go. And we talked about it a moment ago, Jacksonville, if you don't know, even though the Fighting Indians are over in district, as Hallsville is, you still got a chance, man. I mean, that's these 4 teams going in these districts now. I mean, you can go into week 10 and you've won 1 game and you're playing for a playoff spot. And you know, we can get all conversational about that all you want, and there's a lot of controversy about that. I mean, a lot more kids get to go to the playoffs, yes, but a little bit watered down, yes. But yeah, Jacksonville, they are not mathematically eliminated. And that's just incredible to me that you still have a shot. Of course, you do not control your own destiny for Jacksonville. Hallsville doesn't control their own destiny. You got to have some help. Stranger things have happened. So, but you got starts here tonight at Hallsville in a very wet. I'm not going to call it cold. It's cool. It's in the 50s, but it's still raining, and it's a slow drizzle, not heavy. As what are we doing here?
This is going to be the Hallsville school song is recorded tonight. So
of course, there's 17 minutes on the game clock before kickoff, and maybe they are going to start early. And Ryan Travis, our producer, was wondering if we were going to start early. I don't know. I'm hoping halftime's going to go pretty fast. I'm thinking maybe the coaches get together and say, let's have about a 10-minute halftime break instead of the normal 40 without any bands or drill teams tonight with the bad weather. So Hallsville playing their school song, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, it is homecoming tonight in Hallsville, and they could not have picked a worse night to have homecoming, and hopefully Jacksonville's going to contribute to that tonight and get their first district win. A game that really matchup-wise, guys, Jacksonville matches up well. We talked about the size differential being so tough for Jacksonville this year. Tonight, it's a little different. I've only found just one 300-pounder for Hallsville, and that's it. Jacksonville does have the one 300-pounder in Kobe Anderson, but when you're playing teams, Nacogdoches, I mean, they had some monsters. Last week, Marshall, two 300-pound defensive tackles, making it tough sledding to run the ball last week. So better matchup tonight for Jacksonville physically. Hopefully the Fighting Indians can execute in this really tough weather for both teams, and that's always the key right there. It isn't just tough for Jacksonville, it's tough for both teams.
Yes.
Turnovers will be the deal. I mean, with this kind of weather, it's going to be about turnovers.
It's at least windy enough to turn an umbrella inside out, Matt. I noticed one of the Jacksonville students making their way out for the Spirit Exchange had their umbrella blown inside out.
Well, that wind's coming out of the north. It's picked up a little bit more. It's probably closer to 15 miles an hour right now, and that rain coming down. If you look at it, it's not straight down. It's like I said, it's at a 45-degree angle with that wind. So, as I told you a minute ago, it's easy to look to the south, but man, when you turn to the north, you feel it. As this weather, I guess, it's supposed to come through or finish up in Jacksonville, if you will, maybe later this evening, but it's going to be into the wee hours, I think, up here in this northeastern part of Texas in Hallsville. Both teams still in the dressing rooms as they went in quite early, and Ryan Travis noticed that. They were going in early, and that's what maybe instigated the thought, oh, maybe they're going to start early. And you just had the Hallsville school song played over the loudspeaker, and it was not by the band, y'all. It was recorded, as Aaron said. So it's pretty lonely down here, man. There's no cheerleaders. There's no band. We have 14 people in the stands. No, 12.
So 12. Jimmy Cleaver does have some friends now on the visitor
there's some
side,
people that showed up. Yep.
That's good. But, yeah, no band, no drill teams tonight. Now, a few Jacksonville cheerleaders have made their way over. They were the ones who participated in the Spirit Exchange. They're not in uniform, but they were warming up a little, so they may cheer a little bit.
Yeah,
good to see that.
I don't know. I mean, I understand the band, not performing, but I'm not, I understand. But, man, used to in bad weather, hey, you get out in it, man. It's just come on out now. Not your orchestras, not your band stuff. But, I mean, I'm not saying nothing ugly, but Hallsville doesn't have their people here either.
Yeah, and
we're getting soft, man.
Well, as you said, this is homecoming for Hallsville. We heard up here in the press box, this is a big weekend in the city of Hallsville, 150-year anniversary of the town. So,
okay.
I told you we came by some historical reenactors on our way to dinner, and they were here for the celebrations this weekend. So, really a big weekend and a big homecoming night, and unfortunately the weather hasn't quite cooperated.
And Hallsville is one of those unique kind of towns that it's kind of like White House. It doesn't really have like a town, I mean, it doesn't have the big town square, and it's one of those bedroom communities, if you will, that pops up out of larger cities. And 150 years, you shocked me. I mean, if you'd have told me, 75 years, I thought, okay, that makes more sense, because there's not much of a town there. Although I will say that as we drove out tonight looking for a place to eat, there was a few more places out there. Got a Sonic, man.
Sonic and a Whataburger.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have a Sonic and a Whataburger, you ain't there yet.
That's right.
Of course, Whataburger, one of our sponsors, Dairy Queen. And
Dairy Queen actually bringing us this part of our countdown to kickoff.
Yeah, we want to make sure we remind our listeners that Gene Brumlow, class of 1967, and his daughter Ann Farmer, class of 2006. We appreciate Gene and Ann. South Jackson Dairy Queen sponsoring this part of our countdown to kickoff, kind of a very quiet countdown, if you will, as I can hear myself breathing. It's just eerie down here with no band, no charmers. There's just not a lot of life here on this football field right now.
And we also have heard that there won't even be any inflatable run-throughs for the team. So, boy, bare bones down there.
Wow. I mean, why don't we just take our helmets off and play flag? Gosh, we're getting soft, man. Come on.
They only do that on Sundays in the NFL.
All right.
You know that. Okay.
Now, I got to give some credit here. The Hallsville cheerleaders, they're here and they're dressed.
Yeah, they sure are.
They got their slickers on. They're dressed, all right? So, I don't know what to tell you, man. We need to toughen it up. So, we do have our cheerleaders here. They're just not dressed out. Hallsville now making their way out of the dressing room on the north end of the field. Officials now coming out. Still 11 minutes on the game clock as Jacksonville has yet to make their entrance out onto the field. A few more people starting to trickle in for Jacksonville. I think they were under the stands over here and staying out of the water, the rain coming down as much as possible.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Of course, I came down early because I went to A&M, so standing out here in it.
That's right. You don't want to be accused of being a 2%er, man.
I do not. And I will be standing the whole ball game.
That's right.
For sure. So no run-throughs. That's going to be, I guess, just no band playing you on the field. It's just a very strange night here in Hallsville. It reminds me of back in my refereeing days in basketball in high school. I actually reffed a game one time between ARP and Troop, just a major rivalry.
Yeah,
right
Battle
there.
of the Tigers.
Oh yeah, just a major rivalry. Well, there had been a fight at the previous game in the district, and the next game was played at ARP, and they didn't let any parents in, no fans. It was just the teams and the officials and the coaches. That was it.
It's like an Italian soccer match.
It was strange. I mean, it was very strange. And so, now they got some music pumped in here, playing the Hallsville fight song here. Oh man, Dixie. What year is this?
Hey, this Ole Miss Rebel up here is kind of happy about it.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm fine. Where's your
What year? What year is this? He says.
Yep. Take your shotgun out of your truck there, buddy. But yeah, I mean that basketball game was just crazy. I mean, you're reffing a high school varsity basketball game, and there's nobody in there. They cleared the gym for that second game. It's not quite that bad here tonight in Hallsville, but it's eerily quiet without all the festive activities of the bands and the drill teams. Again, we want to congratulate Donnie Berry and the Jacksonville High School Band on their Division I rating. Last Saturday night at Stephen F. Austin, they went down there and they nailed it. As usual, great job, band.
Yeah, as we posted this week, the Jacksonville Fighting Indian Band does what they do. Seems like you can set your watch by it.
Yep.
Also want to thank Jacksonville ISD Police Chief Bill Avera. Chief Avera was down there, and he was live streaming.
Oh, yeah, thank you for reminding me of that.
Facebook
That's how
Live,
I was watching
so I was able to
I watched the performance, too.
catch it as well. And
Yeah.
so big thanks to Chief Avera.
And Bill stayed online. He stayed there and told you when the announcement was supposed to be at 10 o'clock, there was a 30-minute delay, and Bill stayed there. Bill Aver did. He stayed there and hung in there for the announcement for the Division I rating, so you got to hear that live on Facebook. So we appreciate our police chief for the JISD, Bill Aver, for doing that. Yes. So both teams now in the north end zones, about ready to come out as the Bobcats of Hallsville, the Fighting Indians of Jacksonville, both looking for that first district win. Let me find out who won the toss right here. Okay, thank you. Jacksonville won the toss, and they will receive and take the football. Winds died down, Aaron. It's not too bad down here now, except for the wet stuff still falling out of the sky, but that north wind has dropped down, so maybe that'll continue.
And here comes the tribe on the far side. I think I can hear Jimmy Cleaver singing the fight song.
Yeah, maybe. That's not a pretty sound.
No, the cheerleaders have got it, though.
So Jacksonville is going to get the football to start the ball game, and there's 7 ticks on the clock, and I guess they'll play the national anthem as this is going to get started about on time, maybe a tad early. Glad you're with us here on jhs-sports.com. Also, if you're able to listen to us on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live, those are the other places that you can catch.
Twitter as well, Matt.
Twitter as well, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Jacksonville in their all-white uniforms on the road with those incredibly well-designed feathered helmets. Yeah.
Hallsville in purple jerseys, purple pants, and gold helmets. Think University of Washington Huskies.
That's a good call, Aaron. I like that. That's exactly who they look like with those purple jerseys and those gold helmets. They look a lot
That's
like
a good look.
If you had that big W on there, it'd look just like the Washington Huskies. So Jacksonville versus Hallsville, a game that last year Hallsville won this game in Bullard, 37-30. A game that Jacksonville, just at the end, it slipped away from them. And here comes Hallsville, and you can hear their spattering of applause on homecoming night here in Hallsville. A sparse crowd that they had the homecoming festivities over at the high school, we understand, and so a lot of those people, I'm sure, will be rolling in here in just a few minutes. There it is, Aaron. You feel like you're back in Biloxi.
Feel like I'm in the Grove.
How about it, man? Look at Kobe Dern walking up here, man, in the rain. Man, look at him. He is dedicated. Dedicated out here in the rain, boy. And you even brought an umbrella.
Yes.
You must be a youth minister. Smart. Very smart. So if you catch some dead air here tonight, it's because, usually when we have things that we're not having to describe, we can rely on the background noise, the band, and just the crowd noise, and it's just a little bit quiet here tonight. I know our listeners may be tired of hearing me say that. I guess it's because I'm just in shock. I haven't heard it quiet this quiet in a long time. So now players are now lining up on these sidelines, their respective sidelines, and we'll have a moment of silence, and then we'll have the playing of the national anthem. Recording, of course, as the bands aren't playing tonight.
Both teams to be here tonight for some Friday night football. Before we start the game, we would like to thank you for all the great blessings in our lives and for giving us the opportunity to play and perform at the game tonight. I pray that both teams have polite sportsmanship and manners in which our words and actions are pleasing to you. Let both teams express respect for the members of the opposing teams. I ask you, Lord, to put your protection over the football players, the cheerleaders, and the fans as the game begins. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Please remain standing for the national anthem.
Nice rendition of the national anthem as the Hallsville PR staff, if you will, making a nice adjustment with the weather tonight, coming up with some recordings there, the national anthem, and of course their school song, as the band's not in here in the stadium tonight with this rain that continues to come down at that tough angle. Wind just kind of coming and going. You can see that flag, Aaron, and that north end zone blowing. It looks like about a 10, 12-mile-an-hour wind as the captains now will come out for the ceremonial toss. We already know that Jacksonville won this toss, and they'll get the football.
So, Matt, if we've got a second here, we could go around the district, set up 9-5A if you've got those available.
Well, the biggest game is obviously White House at Pine Tree. Both those teams at 4-0 playing in Longview tonight at Pirate Stadiums. That's the big game. Mount Pleasant's at Lindale. And Marshall is entertaining Nacogdoches tonight. So Nacogdoches has the one win over Jacksonville. Mount Pleasant is over. Hallsville's over. Jacksonville's over. So, something's going to have to give tonight, obviously, here in Hallsville. So the official flips the coin just to make it look good. I haven't seen that before. I like that. They already flipped the coin. And so it looks like Hallsville won the toss. Maybe I just heard Wayne Coleman. He just gave me the receive signal, and I just made the assumption that he won the toss. He did not win the toss. Hallsville is deferring, so they'll get the football to start the second half. They'll take the win in this first quarter. Well, Hallsville and Jacksonville's offense will come out going from right to left into the teeth of that 10 to 12-mile-an-hour wind. It sometimes gusts up to about 15 miles an hour. It's going to be a wet night here in Hallsville. The floor of the stadium, this turf, is about 14 years old. It has not been replaced, and it's quite slick down here And so as mentioned earlier, the players for Jacksonville, I noticed they got the long cleats on tonight. Good call by the coaching staff to make sure they were prepared, because if you wear those cleats they had on last week at Tomato Bowl, it had been a different story. But they're a little bit longer tonight, a good thing. So getting closer to kickoff, set to go. We appreciate Gene Brumlow, Jacksonville High School class 1967, his daughter Ann Brumlow, class of 2006 of the South Jackson Dairy Queen, home of the Hunger Buster. We appreciate Gene and Ann sponsoring this part of our countdown to kickoff. Dropping back for Jacksonville, the fast one, the sleet one, Chris Carpenter, along with Jalen Freeney, who's quite a speed burner himself. Hope to see those two guys involved in the offense tonight. We're set to go. Glad you're with us here on JHS Sports.com, and with your play-by-play, here's Aaron Swing.
We're underway. A short kick to the near side. This will be whistled dead.
I think the kicker jumped the gun right there. He didn't get clearance by the official. He teed the ball up, high pop-up, and I think they weren't ready yet. So it's actually, they threw a flag, delay a game.
Yeah, delay a game is the call. I heard, I think, an official actually just kind of hollered that out down there.
No,
you can hear it.
To see the flag right there thrown by the back judge, and, of course, the referee in the white hat is on Jacksonville's end. He signaled delay a game. Well, I guess that's what 0-4 teams do, to get a delay game to start it. Ew, that's ugly. Here we go. They mark it back 5 yards. Now, with your play-by-play, here's Mr. Aaron Swing.
Carpenter and Freeney back deep to receive. The kick on the way will be fielded on the far side by the up man. That's Casey Kennedy, and he's got room to run. He's at midfield, the 45 of Hallsville, finally pushed out of bounds at the Bobcat, about the 43, they'll say. Jacksonville will start there.
Yeah, Hallsville expecting Casey Kennedy to fair catch that one, and he did not. He caught it on a clean fly and got up the field in a hurry, and he gets the football into Hallsville territory. Bobcat 45.
All the way back to the 45.
Yeah. So it's Aaron Richardson in the backfield, of course, with Patrick Clater, the junior quarterback for Jacksonville.
Jacksonville will be in the shotgun all night with the spread offense. They've got two receivers right, one left. Now man in motion, right side slot to left, handoff is to Richardson up the middle. He goes, lots of room to run to the 35, and he has got first down yardage, the first Bill McCray Ford first down of the night.
Yeah, nice blocking on that right side for Jacksonville. It's Jeremy Singleton, the senior right tackle for Jacksonville, coming around the edge right there and getting a nice clean block. And also Zalatil Antonio. Good clear out block by him as well. Big run.
Richardson will stay in backfield, left side of Clater. Now jet sweep motion, but a flag comes in. See if Jacksonville may have jumped here.
Yeah,
and that is the call.
Procedure. So they'll keep it at first down and make it 1st and 15 now after the 5-yarder. That'll push the football back to the 40. I checked that, 39. So first play, Aaron Richardson gets a Bill McCray Ford first down. Now the penalty, 1st and 15 for Jacksonville, just underway here in Hallsville, no score.
Two Indian receivers right, one left, pistol set with Richardson back there, and he'll get the handoff running right, looking for the edge now, trying to bring it back left, but he is dropped right at the 40.
Will Parsons comes up from his left corner position for Hallsville as Richardson hesitated, and he's going to bounce that outside. He was running behind Antonio, his right tackle, and Richardson, when he cut back toward the middle, gets dropped for no gain. 2nd down, 15 now for Jacksonville on the opening drive of the ball game.
Indians bring two receivers to the near side, the wide side of the field. And Clater hands it off straight ahead. And a nice burst out to the 43 for Richardson.
So it'll be 3rd down and long as Richardson will pick up about 3 yards, though. He just kind of hesitated right there, and I like the way that Richardson waits for his blocking to develop. I think he's just a tad slow. You can hear the coaches maybe behind me saying, hit it, hit it, hit it. He just a little bit slow right there, hitting that hole once he sees it develop. So 3rd down, 12 to go now for Jacksonville. Bobcat 37.
2 right, 1 left go the Indian receivers. Bobcats show blitz. Handoff is to Richardson. Up the middle he goes, and he is down to the 32. Still going to be well short.
So Jacksonville keeping the ball on the ground in this wet weather, going into the wind, being a little bit conservative right there, and they're in 4-down territory. So 4th down and about 8 to go for Jacksonville. They're going to go for it here, keeping their offense in the ball game as Richardson picks up 4.
Ball sitting at the Hallsville 34.
It's actually about 3rd and 9. Excuse me, Aaron. 3rd and 9 for Jacksonville.
9:25 and counting here.
4th and 9. I'll get it right.
4th down. Indians trips left. So Clater looks this way, throws slant, got a man. Freeney, 1st down yardage and more inside the 10-yard line for another Bill McCray Ford. Built Ford tough 1st down, 1st and goal.
What a beautiful pass by Patrick Clater. And not just the throw, Aaron, but the way he waited for Freeney to clear that first level. And then he just patiently sat there to Patrick Clater, and as soon as Freeney got just out inside the 20-yard line, he delivers the shot over the middle, gets it to the Hallsville 11-yard line. 1st down, Jacksonville.
Check that. It'll be 1st and 10. Jacksonville can pick up a 1st down at the 1. Richardson in at the back. He gets the handoff and goes up the A-gap, and he'll stretch to the 7.
Aaron Richardson.
Tackle there by James Neck.
Down by linebacker Justice Nelson.
Took that Nelson for Hallsville making the tackle. The linebacker coming through. Nice little nifty move by Richardson as he is really being selective tonight. We've seen Richardson put his head down a lot of the ball games this year and just plow over people. Tonight being pretty selective and waiting for his line to develop. Picks up 5 yards there, 2nd and 5.
2 Indian receivers, right, 1 left. Richardson stays in at the back. And a flag comes in. Procedure again against Jacksonville will move it back.
Well, that'll make it 2nd down and 11. It was actually a 4-yard pickup by Richardson a moment ago. So 2nd down 11 as Bryson Tatum will check in for Richardson in the backfield. And, boy, that's a couple of procedure penalties on Jacksonville. We saw Marshall do that last week, and we were talking about in the 7th week of the season when you're jump. They had like 6 of them in the first half. Did Marshall? That's 2 for Jacksonville on this opening drive. So 2nd down, 11 for Jacksonville. They can get a 1st down to the Hallsville 1.
Jet sweep motion. Handoff is to Richardson, and
That's
he will
Tatum. Yeah.
check that. Tatum spins his way to the 9.
Other than the pass from Clater to Freeney, boy, Jacksonville has really come out and said, you know what, we're going to run the ball, and you've got to stop us and make us throw. But until you stop the run, we're going to continue to do it. And, boy, the Fighting Indians are doing a nice job between the tackles and the A-gap that you described, Aaron. And
Tatum only carry that time.
Indians now looking at 3rd down, 8 to go. At the Hallsville 9 on the opening drive of the game, no score.
7-10 and counting here, 1st quarter. And Clater takes the snap, fakes a handoff, throws a slant, got a man, touchdown, Jacksonville.
Tyrese Gibson, the senior, had the play of the game last week against Marshall on the 46-yard touchdown reception. And that game, that one, he gets from 9 yards out. Fighting Indians on the board at the 6:59 mark
Chris Carpenter for the
of the 1st quarter.
For the touchdown.
So Jacksonville, as the PA announcer gets the player wrong twice. It's Tyrese Gibson got the score. Here's APS out of the hold of Gibson.
And the kick on the way. Knuckles through, and it's good. So 6:59 to go, 1st quarter. Our score now, the Fighting Indians 7 and the Bobcats nothing. We'll be back in 45 seconds. You're listening to Fighting Indian Football on JHS-Sports.com.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Bill McCray Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday, Bill McCray Ford. Come see us.
If you walk through the Tomato Bowl, you've seen the beautiful large photos and arrowheads as well as signage around the stadium. Eric and Kathleen Stanfield can print large format images on metal, glass, and wood, and they do a lot more. Visit their showroom and see for yourself. Congratulations in Jacksonville, sponsors of the Play of the Game Award.
And we are back live here at Bobcat Stadium. 6:59 to go, first quarter. Jacksonville 7, Hallsville nothing, with a very comprehensive scoring drive. Jacksonville on the board first with a drive summary. Here's Todd Travis. Todd?
It was a nice opening drive for the Indians. It took 5 minutes off the clock, 8 plays, 45 yards, finishing with a touchdown, putting the Indians up 7-0.
Doesn't get any better than that. Great start for Jacksonville.
Pena Sanchez with a high kickoff to the far side of the field, and it's fair caught there by the up man at about the 38.
Jarrett Craig gets the fair catch. One of the 13 sophomores that Joe Drennan, the head coach for Hallsville, pulled up this. Actually, last week was the first week he did that. And he's got a young team out there and building for the future as Jacksonville now comes out defensively for the first time, leading 7-0 over Hallsville.
Shotgun look for the Cats. 2 wide.
It's going to be procedure against the Bobcats, as both teams now whistled for that infraction. Jacksonville twice on that opening drive. They overcame that, got the score. Now Hallsville in their first offensive play, they don't even get out of the blocks before they get one. That'll push it back to the Hallsville 34, first down 15. It's sophomore quarterback Carter Rogus leading the Hallsville Bobcats, 5'10", 155. Kind of a scat back type quarterback, you would think so at that size.
H-back on the right side, running back with Rogus as well. Rogus fakes a handoff, runs left. Picks up a few. Jacksonville did a nice job getting to the edge there, Matt.
Yeah, Richardson and Bryson Tatum knocking Rogus out of bounds. He picks up the penalty yards. Actually, a little bit short of that. He's going to pick up 4, just a zone read. And you can see the quickness as he turned that corner. But, boy, the Jacksonville linebackers with Richardson and Tatum, also the running backs for Jacksonville playing linebacker, playing both ways, they make the tackle. Second down 11 now for Hallsville at their own 37.
Trips right, 1 left go the backs, the receivers rather. Oof. That's a high pass from Rogus over everybody, incomplete.
Yeah, just got rushed that time, and it was Carson Cleaver getting through with the pressure for Jacksonville, and Rogus, the sophomore quarterback for Hallsville, felt it, and he just sailed that ball. He's left-handed, not a chance for his receiver to catch that. Jacksonville was running after the football, thought it might have been a backwards pass that you can recover, but officials quickly said incomplete. Third down now, 11 for Hallsville. This is their first drive. Jacksonville leading 7-0. Let's see if Jacksonville defensively can get a 3-and-out here.
Same look, trips right, 1 left. Obvious passing down. Rogus, no, he'll run as he tucks it. He's up the middle. He's over midfield, and he's got tons of room to run inside the 30, the 20, the 10, and finally spun down, but not before a huge first down burst gets the Bobcats into a goal-to-go situation at the 9, Matt.
A called quarterback draw, and Wayne Coleman said that Rogus is the young man that gets this offense going. Clearly was not going to throw the ball. The receivers took everybody deep, straight down the field, and Rogus sprints up the field, right up the middle, nobody home. Big gain all the way down, and Jacksonville deep in that territory there for the Indians.
Goal to go now. Rogus hands off straight ahead, down inside the 5. Check that number for me, Matt. I think that's Trey Fulton.
It's 18, number 18 right there, and he's that's
Zakar
Florence.
Zakar Florence, yeah.
He's another one of those sophomores, 6'3", 175, tall drink of water. I thought he looked about 6'3" out there, and he pushes it down inside the Jacksonville 5 to the Fighting Indian, we'll call it about the 4. Second and goal, Jacksonville 4 for Hallsville.
So now Rogus takes the snap, again designed run, left side, he's in, touchdown Bobcats.
Nobody home, zone read, Richardson the linebacker for Jacksonville, he just cratered down on the fake. And he's the guy that's got to come out and keep Rogus inside. Rogus went right around Aaron Richardson for the score from 4. So Hallsville answers at the 5:06 mark. That's a quick drive. Bobcats now in the swinging gate. They will go ahead and line up and kick this one with Buck Buchanan. I like that name right there, Buck Buchanan.
All extra points brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. Buchanan's kick is The snap was actually bad, and he had to throw. It's incomplete.
Just a bad snap right there as Jacksonville's going to thwart that extra point, so the Fighting Indians will keep the lead at 7-6 at the 5:06 mark here in this first quarter.
So we'll step away for 45 seconds and come back for more Fighting Indian football. This is JHS-Sports.com.
Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich is delicious. It's got that barbecue flavor, the cheese melts on top with that Texas toast. You look at it, your mouth starts watering. It's my go-to sandwich. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich, that's my all-time favorite.
Hi, I'm Matt Montgomery. For the past 37 years, I've been helping people just like you get their financial ducks in a row. I'm a registered investment advisor and chartered financial consultant. We do portfolio management and comprehensive financial planning. Give me a call for a free consultation.
Welcome back to Bobcat Stadium. 5:06 to go first quarter. Score now Jacksonville 7 and Hallsville 6 with the Bobcat scoring drive summary. Here's Todd Travis. Todd?
It was a 5-play drive, covered 61 yards, ending with a touchdown and a missed extra point. So scores now Indians 7, Bobcats 6.
This kick all the way back into the end zone will be down there. So Jacksonville takes over with a touchback.
Good decision by Jalen Freeney. In fact, it was his teammate there, Chris Carpenter, signaling, don't come out, don't come out. Nice call by the senior, Chris Carpenter, helping out Jalen. You know, Jalen's focused on catching that football, and he was just inside the purple end zone here in Hallsville. And Carpenter, nice verbiage there saying, stay in there, stay in there. So here's Jacksonville, second possession. Scored on a nice long drive, 45-yard drive to open the ball game. Still leading 7-6. They'll start this drive at their own 25.
So Richardson will come back out as the back with Patrick Clater. Freeney in motion, left side receiver slot. He gets it, jet sweep, but he runs into his own man. Now he's got a reverse field, and he'll be lucky to fight back around the original line of scrimmage.
Well, good job by Hallsville coming up and hitting the H-back. Casey Kennedy of Jacksonville, the junior, was doing the block and trying to push the linebacker for Hallsville, number 51, James Neck, out of the way. And as you said, Aaron, Freeney just ran right at the back of Casey Kennedy. Does cut up the field to pick up 2, 2nd and 8.
Two receivers left, one right. Richardson stays in as the back. He gets the handoff and goes straight up the middle for, call it 2.
And Jacksonville may have an injury right here with Zalatel Antonio. He took a shot in the back. It was his own teammate. It was Aaron Richardson. You know how you see those linemen blocking and the running back just comes up right behind him and just falls right down on their leg. And that's what happened to Antonio of Jacksonville. Let's take a break here as they attend to him.
We'll step away for 45. This is Fighting Indian Football on JHS-Sports.com.
Gene Bromlow, class of 66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984. Since 2004, Legends Old Time Burger Cafe has been the home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburgers. Hand-battered chicken strips, chicken fried steak, fries, and onion rings are the best around. Legends, home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburger.
And we're back live at Bobcat Stadium as Antonio looks like he's been helped off, but he's under his own power, Matt.
Yeah, Zalatil Antonio, the right guard for Jacksonville, is coming off under his own power, but it's very ginger. And for Jacksonville checking in and getting his first varsity action, a sophomore, it's Billy Bateman at right tackle, stepping in for Antonio for Jacksonville, the sophomore in for Jacksonville at the right tackle position.
So Clater now takes the snap, drops back, looks right, throws a little button hook screen, and it's nice screen now. Back all the way across, reversing field, first down yardage.
Almost.
To the 40-yard line, so that's good for the Bill McRae Ford first down, but could have been a lot more, Matt.
Will Parsons with a touchdown, and I mean touchdown-saving tackle, just tripping up Carpenter because he was just getting into third gear, and he was about to shoot up the middle like we've seen Chris Carpenter do in his third year on the varsity. The University of Colorado commit gets tripped up, but not before he gets a Bill McRae forward first down out to the Jacksonville 40.
So 3:40 and counting now. Handoff straight ahead.
Hesitating.
Hallsville stays home and not much there at all.
Richardson's he's just hesitating. I mean, you see him dancing back there. You cannot dance in East Texas in the backfield. There is too much speed. And Hallsville is, I mean, I'm not going to say Hallsville is one of your faster teams. It doesn't matter. They're fast enough. Richardson will check out of the game, and it'll be Bryson Tatum, the junior, checking in offensively for Jacksonville as the Fighting Indians look like they're going to go no back here with 3 to the right and 2 to the left. Clater all alone in the backfield.
See if they clear out for Clater to run or if he'll put it up. He's going to drop back and look to pass, but a whistle blows this one dead.
Timeout Jacksonville, they're first.
So as Jacksonville takes it, we'll take it with them for 45 seconds. This is Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Austin Bank. You've known us all along.
That 100% beef Whataburger takes 2 hands and all of your attention. So yeah, now's the time to sneak that fry. Good thing there's plenty to savor. Good thing there's Whataburger.
Welcome back to Bobcat Stadium. First quarter, 2:49 to go. Jacksonville leading Hallsville by a score of 7-6. Aaron Swink, Matt Montgomery, Todd Travis, and Ryan Travis along with you. Glad you're with us. As the Indians come back to the line, 2nd and 10.
And the rain has picked up. Hardest it's rained since we've been here, guys. Coming down pretty good now.
2 receivers right, 1 left, 1 back, and the H-back is Kennedy, and Clater going to roll right, throw deep over there, incomplete, though, out of bounds.
And Jacksonville going to the air in this quick starting storm now as the rain coming down, as Forrest used to say, that big, fat, soppy rain.
One day it just started raining.
Incomplete, 3rd down now, and 9 to go for Jacksonville. They have 1 first down on this drive by Carpenter. Can they convert here on 3rd down and 9 at their own 40?
Bobcats show pressure now, back it off, slant over the middle, and a little tall, incomplete.
Man, did he go up and almost get that Tyrese Gibson? That was a beautiful route. He went up, and I'm telling you, if that's not a wet ball, he makes that catch. Just could not pull it in. As Jacksonville now on 4th down, Chris Carpenter will come on to kick the football in the worst conditions that you could imagine for a punter, with the wind blowing in your face. The wind's well over 10 miles an hour, and the rain coming right down your face. So let's see if Chris can get one off here. As the Indians stall out here at their own 40, they'll punt the ball away to Hallsville.
Bobcats return man standing in his own 30. We'll see if Carpenter can get a hold of one. High snap, but he brings it down. The kick is away, end over end, and
nice
hits at about the Bobcat 40 and rolls out there. Call it the 39.
Well, Carpenter just getting that punt off. Hallsville had the block on, and Bryson Tatum, nice job in his protector position. And as the Bobcats were bringing them, they were going for the block, and Carpenter got that ball away. Not a great punt, but just getting it away in these conditions with the wind in his face and the pressure. Nice job by the senior Carpenter. So Hallsville with their 2nd possession. They scored in their first one, as did Jacksonville, but the Fighting Indians did not on their second one. Let's see if Jacksonville can get a stop here defensively as Hallsville comes out.
Shotgun look again. 2 receivers right, 1 left for Hallsville. As Rogas hands it off. This time right side stretch play. Not much there. Jacksonville, a nice job getting to the edge.
Yeah, Elijah Nicholson, a 5'8", 175-pound sophomore for Hallsville. on the jet sweep there as Rogus goes over to the line of scrimmage, the Hallsville quarterback, to get the play. No gain. Jacksonville, nice tackle over there by Tatum. Coming over from his linebacker position, nice play. No gain. It's actually about a loss of a yard, Aaron. It looks like about a half yard, second down. We'll still call it 10.
One wide each way, H-back on the right side. Rogus fakes that way with a handoff, keeps though, runs left side, got the edge, and a lot more. He'll be just short of first down yardage.
Yeah, just a dead sprint right there as Rogus takes the football and just tries to get to the corner and turn it. Unable to turn it, but was able to sprint enough to get a decent gain of about 7 on the play. That'll bring up a lot more makeable third down. 3 to go for Hallsville, with the football now out to the Hallsville 47. Jacksonville 7, Hallsville 6, 141. Stop there after the out-of-bounds run by Rogus of Hallsville.
Just got a message from Randy Gorham. He says we're offline, Ryan, so let's see if we can check on that.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not much there, but it will be enough for first down yardage.
So Rogus takes it and gets the first
Ryan
down.
Travis working his magic up here, guys.
Carter Rogus on the carry. Takes
Right.
up just enough for the first down.
And so Rogus now with one back, and flags fly.
Should be Hallsville with the procedure, and that's going to be the call.
That's the call. Good spot.
So Gibson will check in defensively for Jacksonville. It's Hallsville now looking at first down 15, and it's clear that Rogus is he's definitely the guy that Jacksonville's going to have to take care of if they want to control this Hallsville offense, because he seems to be the guy that, as Wayne Coleman said, tough to tackle, very elusive, 5'8", 155, again, just a 10th grader. So first down 15 now for Hallsville.
Trips right, one left, go the receivers. This time for the Bobcats. Rogus takes a snap, runs right, and Jacksonville again getting up into that A-gap. Not much there.
Yeah. Nice play there by Sergio Morera of Jacksonville, the junior linebacker, stepping up in that A-gap, Aaron, and meeting Rogus, the quarterback, right in the hole. And Rogus was trying to go outside, but Freeney came up from his corner position, sealed that edge nicely when he saw that it was going to be a run. And, boy, he sent Rogus, the quarterback, right into that junior linebacker, Jacksonville, Sergio Morera.
So 25 seconds and counting here, first quarter.
Loss of 2. Third down 12.
As Rogus has got 2 receivers on his left, he's going to look that way and throw left-handed left side, incomplete. Bring up fourth down.
Ball was tipped by Jacksonville at the line of scrimmage. I believe it was Cleaver. No, that was Sergio. Sergio got a paw up there and knocked it, tipped it, and the receiver for Hallsville unable to adjust to it. So fourth down, 12 to go for Hallsville. Let's see if they have their punting unit on the field as they're still in the huddle. Well, the rain was really coming down a moment ago. Slowed up now just a tad. And Aaron,
the quarterback just ran in, so
yeah. So
I think they're going.
Yeah, he's staying in there.
Yeah, they're going for it here. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Now man in motion from the right side slot, but Rogus going to keep, roll, look. Jacksonville brings pressure, and he flings it incomplete. The Indians take over on downs.
Not sure of that call there by Joe Drennan of Hallsville. And they was trying to go deep was Rogus, but Jacksonville's Freeney, the left corner for Jacksonville, the senior, covered up the deep man. They were trying to go deep. And then by the time Rogus was flushed out of the pocket, he just tried to flip it out there to his progression, his second progression. Boy, nobody there, and Bryson Tatum knocks it away. And Jacksonville, now that was third down, Aaron. I apologize. I got off on the downs.
Check that.
This is fourth down.
So did I. Sorry about that.
How about that?
Told you I wasn't going to take my shoes off and do math. Fourth down, the punt now on the way down to Carpenter, and he'll hit and take a nice Bobcat roll.
We may have offsides against Jacksonville. That's going to be
flag is on the play.
That'll be the last play of the first quarter, Aaron, but let's see what the flag is before we take this break here, because Hallsville, I think they're signaling Jacksonville may have jumped right here. Another one of those mental penalties. Wow. So the players are breaking off the field now, so that's going to be the end of the quarter, Aaron. Let's take our break.
All right, we'll step away for 45 seconds as they change ends. This is Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better.
Did you know that homes and properties realty listings are advertised on hundreds of websites worldwide? Their agents can show you any property listed in beautiful East Texas and the surrounding area. Call them today.
Since 1952, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has been protecting their customers with life, auto, and homeowners insurance. Call Andy Calcoat in the Rusk office at 903-683-2576. Andy's years of experience will help you find the right coverage for you and your family.
Makes sense.
So back to action here at Bobcat Stadium. The officials now talking to Coach Drennan and his staff. It looks like, Matt, that the penalty will be against the Bobcats, and they'll punt it again.
Well, Jacksonville still has their defense on the field. There's Chris Carpenter dropping back as we switch ends now. And as you said, good call, Todd. They're going to make – Jacksonville is going to take that penalty, and it looks like they're going to make Hallsville punt the football into the wind. So now the Hallsville punter, number 30, that's Buck Buchanan. He's going to get a chance to see what Chris Carpenter felt a moment ago, kicking into a 15-mile-an-hour north wind.
There are just some names that are made for East Texas high school football.
Well, this is way
Buck Buchanan is one of them.
Well, he's a Hall of Famer for the Kansas City Chiefs. He back in the 60s and 70s, and it's a little before your time. But Buck Buchanan was a big defensive end for the Kansas City Chiefs. This guy, he's not a big defensive end.
He is not.
He's 5'8", 150.
Same name, a little bit different build.
Yes. So Carpenter dropping back as the officials now, what are we doing? Officials still talking here.
Still not sure
what
they want to call, I think.
What are we doing? Well, they talked a long time.
With the penalty, you don't end the quarter.
Oh.
Yeah, so the end.
So they're going to make them kick the same direction, and then we'll swap ends.
Right.
Dang it, Todd! I knew I shouldn't have missed that rules interpretation class that you took. Can't end the quarter on a penalty. Good call. So Carpenter now will come back, and he'll drop. He's standing about Carpenter for Jacksonville. About his 15. Now he's coming up a little with that, trying to play the wind a little bit as the Bobcats will have the wind of their back.
See, who needs Mike Ferreira and Gene Steratore and those guys? Our rules analyst is Todd Travis.
Oh, trouble!
That is a
trouble.
low snap. Gets away from Buchanan. He's just got to dive on it back at the 24-yard line of Hallsville. So that is where Jacksonville will take over.
A bad snap. Ball dribbles deep. Buchanan of Hallsville, just not his fault. He was just trying to play shortstop right there and keep his apron down and keep it from going through his legs. He did that, but not before Jacksonville got there. Bryson Tatum the first to get to him.
So now they will change ends as we are officially into the second quarter.
All right, Aaron, we'll take that short break here. Let's take 30.
So we'll step away for 30. This is Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Come see us at Dairy Queen on South Jackson before or after every Fightin' Indian game to try our family favorites meal. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday, Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
And we are back live at Bobcat Stadium as we now get set to begin the second quarter. Jacksonville in great field position, taking over after the bad snap on the punt at the Hallsville 24-yard line. Clater drops back, looks left, throws.
Carpenter.
Complete first down yardage for Carpenter. Now he cuts back to his right and makes his way all the way all the way down to the Bobcat 6.
That made me cough too, Aaron. Oh, wow. Chris
Took
Carpenter.
my breath away, Chris Carpenter.
He caught it at the 20, just a 5-yard out route. And then he cuts back toward the middle of the field, and he drags 4 Hallsville Bobcats down to the Hallsville 7, first and goal, Jacksonville.
Where's my cough button?
Man.
Ryan Travis. Hey, man, we don't have a cough button. No cough button. That wasn't in the budget this year. That's all right. Handoff.
Hinojosa.
Straight ahead to Hinojosa. And he battles his way down for a short gain.
Got down to the 4. Check that. No, they're going to mark him just outside the 5. Is Hinojosa. And boy, Kobe Anderson, the 300-pound offensive tackle for Jacksonville, he reached down and grabbed Hinojosa to pull him forward, which that's legal. I mean, they made that legal. And you can aid and abet the runner. I mean, I need to check with Todd on that since he knows the rules better than I do, but it doesn't look like what he did. They'll mark it at the 6, actually. Second and goal for Jacksonville.
Claytor's got 2 on his left, 1 on his right. He'll keep it himself, run left, look for the edge, and he's upended at the 5-yard line.
Zone read, again, good tackle by Will Parsons, having a nice game defensively for Hallsville. He's coming up and sealing the edge, as we say a lot here. You'll hear coaches say that's a key to stopping zone reads and keeping those guys inside to get help from the linebackers, and that's what he did. So Claytor will pick up about 1.5 yards to get it inside the 5. Third down goal now for Jacksonville at the 4.
2 left, 1 right go the Indian receivers, 1 back now. Man in motion from the slot left to right. The pass is into the end zone, and it will be
touchdown.
Caught. Touchdown Jacksonville.
It's Carpenter from 4.
Acted like they didn't want to make a signal.
Yeah, second the catch for the slant route to Carpenter for the score. What a laser in this. You know, throwing a wet football is one thing, but then when you have to catch it, as Carpenter did with his hands, he didn't trap that against his chest. All hands for the score. Here's APS.
Kick is on the way. Extra points brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. This one is good. 10-11 to go. Second quarter. Our score now, Jacksonville 14, Hallsville 6. We'll be back in 45 seconds. You're listening to Jacksonville Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Our one-of-a-kind mushroom Swiss burger is back.
And now it's an all-time favorite. You're going to love this burger. That au jus sauce on top.
The creamy au jus sauce.
Every bite's perfect.
It's not just a mushroom Swiss burger, it's a Whataburger mushroom Swiss burger.
Hi, I'm Matt Montgomery. For the past 37 years, I've been helping people just like you get their financial ducks in a row. I'm a registered investment advisor and chartered financial consultant. We do portfolio management and comprehensive financial planning. Give me a call for a free consultation.
If you walk through the Tomato Bowl, you've seen the beautiful large photos and arrowheads as well as signage around the stadium. Eric and Kathleen Stanfield can print large format images on metal, glass, and wood, and they do a lot more. Visit their showroom and see for yourself. Congratulations in Jacksonville, sponsors of the Play of the Game Award.
We are back live at Bobcat Stadium in Hallsville. 10-11 to go. Second quarter, Jacksonville expanding its lead to 14-6 as Chris Carpenter comes up with a touchdown with a scoring drive summary for the Fighting Indians. Here's Todd Travis once again. Todd?
It was a 4-play drive, covered 24 yards, ending with a touchdown, putting the Indians up 14-6.
Well, set up by that bad snap by Hallsville, unable to handle it in Jacksonville. That's what you got to do. You got to capitalize when the other team makes the mistake. Jacksonville did. Here's the kickoff. Good
APS
kick.
will boot this one deep. It bounces in the end zone. That's a touchback, and boy, you got all of that one, Matt. A little wind help, not as much as about 5 minutes ago.
Well, I really like the way Wayne Coleman really keeps you guessing on kickoffs. I mean, you never know if he's going to do the pop-up, the onside kick. He'll bring his sophomore Guerrero just kind of cross in front of APS for a dribbler, and then he'll just boom it in the end zone like APS did right there. So really mixes it up well in his kickoffs, does head coach Wayne Coleman. So here's Hallsville now over their third offensive possession. They'll start this one at their own 25. Now we have a whistle, and Hallsville looks like they're going to take a timeout. That'll be their first, Aaron.
We'll take it with them for 45 seconds. This is Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984.
Homes and Properties Realty agents work hard for you to offer a full-service experience. They pride themselves on giving both buyers and sellers the representation they deserve and are ready to serve you today.
Since 2004, Legends Old Time Burger Cafe has been the home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburgers. Hand-battered chicken strips, chicken fried steak, fries, and onion rings are the best around. Legends, home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburger.
Back to play. The handoff goes to the left side. Not much there. Jacksonville had it read pretty well, Matt.
Yeah, Zakar Florence with the carry for Hallsville. Florence, it's his second carry. Again, 6'3", 175-pound sophomore, as Casey Kennedy makes the tackle for Jacksonville, but not before Florence will pick up nice 5-yard gain, second down 5. Jacksonville 14, Hallsville 6, as we are at the 9:35 marker in the second quarter. I got motion against
Flags
Hallsville.
come in, and that will be the call. Good spot, Matt.
So Hallsville will make the mistake, and we talk about this. You look at teams' records and you see them doing those kinds of things right there, and that kind of explains, why teams have the record they do. And as Dennis Green so famously said, they were who we thought they were.
They were who we thought they were. The late great Denny Green.
But then again, as I mentioned earlier, Marshall's leading the district, and they had 6 of these procedure penalties last week. So. It's not always true, but it certainly is not helping the Hallsville cause, especially in the second quarter, as they are going into this north wind about 10 miles an hour. Not too bad, but bad enough for the rain hitting them in the face, because that rain is steadily coming down right now. Wow. Yeah.
2 Bobcat receivers on the right, and Rogas with one back. The handoff is to Florence, and he is absolutely pounded.
Steven Gallegos with the ankle tackle, and the pounding came after he got twisted up with Bryson Tatum coming in. But but that's the way you tackle. I mean, a guy, it's hard to run when somebody's has your ankles together, and that's the tackle Steven Gallegos, the senior safety, came up and made right there. Loss of 2. Third down 12 now for Hallsville.
Trips right, 1 left for the Bobcat receivers. Now Rogas looking for a screen over on the right side. He's got his man, but Jacksonville
Tatum
blows it up. Bryson Tatum brings him down. That'll bring up 4th down.
Well, Jacksonville had the blitz on there. Sergio Moreira, the left outside linebacker, he came fast in on the quarterback Rogas for Hallsville. He flips it out to his big tailback, Zakar Florence, but like a heat-seeking missile, here comes Bryson Tatum, easily the leading tackler for Jacksonville this season, just smacking him for a loss. Here's the punt.
High snap again, brought down this time by Buchanan, and he will get a Bobcat roll down inside the 45. They'll down it at the Jacksonville 42.
So the Fighting Indians get the 3 and out. And boy, it really hurts if you're Hallsville, because you had the bad punt. Jacksonville converts it for the score, and then your offense for Hallsville comes out on a 3 and out. You feel that pain right there if you're Hallsville. And Jacksonville, well, if you can capitalize right here, 7:53 remaining in this first half, 14-6 Jacksonville with a lead. Get you a nice drive right down here, chew up the clock, go in with a nice lead at the half.
Yeah, take about 5 minutes off, get a score here, and you're sitting pretty. Obviously, Hallsville will be getting the ball, so you do want to score here for Jacksonville. Clater fakes a handoff, looks left, throws.
Carpenter.
First down yardage for Carpenter, and
that
looked like
that's Carpenter with a catch.
Hit there.
Yeah, I thought so.
No call, but that is good for another Bill McCray Ford first down.
Yeah, I agree. I thought Carson Trainer, the junior for Hallsville, came in and a little extracurricular on that tackle out of bounds on the Jacksonville bench, but no call. That's okay. Carpenter just kind of got up and clapped his hands in Trainer's face and said, "That's all right. I'll be back. You'll be seeing me again." First down, Jacksonville pushes the football out to the Bobcat 45.
Under 7.5 to go here first half. Jacksonville in Hallsville territory yet again. Handoff straight ahead, not much there.
Of course, Jacksonville lost Zalatil Antonio a moment ago, and he's still trying to work out that knee. It's Billy Bateman who's checked in offensively for Jacksonville on that offensive line. So no gain as Jacksonville looking at second down 10 now. Small football still at the 45 of Hallsville.
2 Indian receivers right, 1 left. Clater fakes a handoff, tries to take it up the middle himself, and he's dropped.
And Hallsville's really gambling right here with their linebackers and their corners. That was a corner blitz. And as Clater did the zone reading, kept it, well, he got smacked quickly by the corner. So this is where, you want to test that secondary. If they're going to keep doing that, you got to loosen them up a little bit with some deep stuff, maybe a slant route. I think we've seen those before.
Yeah, you've got Carpenter who's shown the hands in the rain tonight, so they're going to keep doing that. You take a shot.
Yeah, the rain's lighting up here. This is a good time to throw one of those.
3rd down, trips left, 1 right. Now man in motion left to right. Whistles will blow this one dead.
Another blitz by Hallsville. Let's see the call here. Is it going to be procedure
against Jacksonville?
When you see offensively, when you see the defense coming up and they're blitzing, it messes with your head a little bit, especially your concentration, because you're thinking, I got to get a jump on this guy. He's coming. And that's what happened right there. Jacksonville jumps. So it's 3rd down. And about 17 to go for Jacksonville. And that'll push it to the 49 of Jacksonville.
You got to think this scoreboard here at Bobcat Stadium must be sponsored by an optometrist.
It is very small, a very small font. Here we go.
Which is better, number 1 or number 2? Screen left side. Hallsville blows it up. And the ball's out.
Ball's out.
Bobcats have got it.
Casey Kennedy with a catch, trying to get that second effort yardage that you see a lot of fumbles occur on. That's what happened. He got out of the first tackle, put his head down, was forcing his way up the field, gets the ball knocked loose on this wet field, and Hallsville gets their first turnover of the game, and they'll get the football at Jacksonville's 45. Turnover's the biggest determinant of who wins a football game statistically. So let's see if Hallsville can do something with that here with 5:31 remaining in the second quarter. The Jacksonville 45-yard line.
Rogas has an empty backfield now.
Timeout.
There's a man coming in motion on the jet sweep, but there is a timeout called.
Jacksonville, their second.
So
Kenny Kennedy called, didn't like what he saw.
Kenny Kennedy talks it over with his players. We'll step away for 45 seconds. You're listening to Jacksonville Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better. Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
Since 1952, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has been protecting their customers with life, auto, and homeowners insurance. Call Andy Calcoat in the Rusk office at 903-683-2576. Andy's years of experience will help you find the right coverage for you and your family.
And we are back to play here at Bobcat Stadium. There's the ready for play whistle. Now man in motion, right side slot to the left. The handoff is faked, and Rogas keeps. Short gain up the right side is ran through a couple of arm tackles, did Rogas?
Well, Peter Torres for Jacksonville, the junior outside linebacker, stayed home. What a nice job. We've seen the quarterback Rogas of Hallsville get a lot of yards on that zone read, but not on that play, as the Indians had a nice call defensively after their timeout. Torres with a tackle for Jacksonville. Second down now, 10, no gain.
Trips left, 1 right for the Bobcat receivers as they are back in Jacksonville territory. Rogas looking to run left side.
Cleaver!
Not today, says Mr. Cleaver.
So Carson Cleaver, the junior.
Almost called him Cash.
Yeah.
That's Carson.
Yeah, Carson with a big tackle. Nice play. Shooting the gap. had quarterback responsibility, and boy, he accepted that very well, wrapping Rogus up for the big loss on the play.
Tell you what, for a guy who has not played football since
eighth grade,
yeah. Cleaver has had a really productive season.
3rd down 13 now for Hallsville, midfield.
2 right, 1 left go the receivers. Rogus rolling left, looking that way, throwing.
Short.
Got his man short. That'll bring up 4th down.
So Joe Drennan has a decision for Hallsville. Looks like he's keeping his offense on the field. I looked over and he was pointing stay. Rogus now will come over on 4th down. And looks like about 4, Aaron, for Hallsville to convert here. Football is at the 40 of Jacksonville. So this is where you got to hold your water, because if you get a snap right here and you jump, you make contact, that's an automatic 1st down because it's 4th and 4. So here
Jacksonville
we go.
needed the stop here. Hallsville, of course, will be getting the ball to start the second half. So the Indian defense got to hold your water, as you said, Matt. Stay home. Now Rogus hands off right side stretch, and it's blown up. What a hit. What a hit. You can hear the Fighting Indians getting into it.
Oh, my goodness. Stephen Gallegos came in and absolutely destroyed the running back. I believe that was the big fella, Zakar Florence, with the carry on a stretch play. And, boy, Gallegos Gallegos is a safety. He's a safety, and he came 2 yards in the backfield. He sprinted up once he saw the play developing and stops the 4th down and 4 for a loss of 2.
There's your leader in the clubhouse for the Dark Chiropractic bone crusher hit of the ball game.
Oh, no doubt. We still got a half to go in half a quarter, so that was a big one. Here's Jacksonville 1st down.
2 receivers right, 1 left. Handoff, though, straight ahead this time.
Tatum.
Good hard running for Bryson as he battles to the 45.
And Jacksonville sideline excited and fired up as that tackle right there, definitely an uplifting play by Jacksonville. 4th down and 4. Gallegos comes up with, so far, the Dark Chiropractic bone crusher hit of the game. Tatum will pick up about 5, 2nd down, call it 4, 2nd and 6 for Jacksonville. That pushes the football to the 46 of Jacksonville.
2 receivers right, 1 left. Throw his left side right at the sticks.
1st down.
And there is your Bill McCray Ford 1st down.
Boy, you really couldn't have played it any better than Will Parsons, the right corner for Hallsville. Just a perfect timing route designed to get that 1st down for just a 6-yard out route, right at the sticks, and perfectly executed. Clater to Carpenter. What a combination that's been this year. Fighting Indians get another Bill McCray Ford 1st down. Clock turned back on. We'll go under 3 minutes on this play. Football at the 49-yard line of Hallsville.
Pistol look this time. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Clater slant. Carpenter's got it. He's right at the sticks. How about another Bill McCray Ford 1st down?
That one bobbled just a little bit by Carpenter. He's shaking his head. It was a little bit behind him as Clater needed to hesitate. There was a blitz on the play, and he kind of rolled his shoulder a little bit to try to, kind of get a better angle on that because the guy was coming in his passing lane, and he had to wait a little bit behind Carpenter. But what an adjustment by the senior Chris Carpenter for another Bill McCray Ford 1st down. Clock turned back on at 2:27. Now the ball's at the Hallsville 37. 1st down, Jacksonville.
Hallsville showing pressure, and the linebackers now backing it off. Clater sets his feet, throws, having another slant. It's caught
Casey.
as Kennedy spins his way to the 30.
We had Carpenter and Freeney on the edges, taking the corners deep, trying to clear out that middle of the field for Kennedy. Good play by Simpson of Hallsville because Casey Kennedy caught that football at the 30, and he has some space before Simpson comes in and drops him on the spot. 7-yard gain for Jacksonville, 2nd and 3 at the Hallsville 30 on the move.
144 and counting.
Blitz.
As Clater has time, 1-on-1, left side.
Score!
To the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
37 yards to Carpenter in the corner of the end zone. Beautiful throw. Great catch as Carpenter high-pointed that football. Hallsville really gambling to put pressure on Clater They gambled and lost on the blitz. They left their corner completely one-on-one with Chris Carpenter. That was a mistake. Score, Jacksonville 20, Hallsville 6. Here's APS to try to make it 21-6.
Extra points are brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. This one up on the way and good. So with 1:37 to go, second quarter, our score now, Jacksonville 21, Hallsville 6. We'll step away for 45 seconds. You're listening to Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
If you walk through the Tomato Bowl, you've seen the beautiful large photos and arrowheads as well as signage around the stadium. Eric and Kathleen Stanfield can print large format images on metal, glass, and wood, and they do a lot more. Visit their showroom and see for yourself. Congratulations in Jacksonville, sponsors of the Play of the Game Award.
And we are back at Bobcat Stadium in Hallsville, just talking about another Jacksonville and Hallsville wet game and a great quarterbacking performance. Matt, how about you talk a little bit about that?
It was 1994, Randy McCown's senior year, and R.C. Slocum of Texas A&M was at the game to look at him, and Jacksonville drove in the rain down the field 70 yards for a score. Coach Slocum said, yep, I've seen enough. That's my guy. And Randy went to Texas A&M. Really could throw a football in the rain, could Randy McCown. But, hey, Patrick Clater, not bad tonight, particularly on that drive. Here's the kickoff by APS.
He will boot this one deep again. Pena Sanchez, it'll roll down into the end zone, touchback. You're always a little worried when it rolls like that it might hop out of bounds, but he gets it into the purple paint.
Frustrating for Hallsville as Jacksonville had it really well covered, had that ball not rolled into the end zone. The Fighting Indians, they get down there in a hurry. There's some speed on this Jacksonville football team. Not a lot of size, but they got a lot of speed.
Yeah, guys, as you know, I was at the SMU-Tulsa game a few weeks ago. Saw Tulsa score a touchdown on a kickoff.
Yeah, isn't that when they kicked off?
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that
right.
crazy?
The Indians trying to get down there and give themselves a shot as well.
Watch out,
Rogas with a little shovel pass, just, boy, nothing there.
Well, we may have a candidate again for the bone crusher here to the game.
Yeah, we're going to have a little bit of competition here. Well, Bryson Tatum.
Woo! You could hear the Jacksonville bench. You may have been able to hear that pop over my microphone down here as Hallsville tried that hide the football play. We used to see Steve Wells in his days coaching Jacksonville. He loved that play. Jacksonville sniffed it out. No gain, 2nd and 10.
Trips left, 1 right, go the receivers. Rogas rolls right, looks, throws to the boundary, and incomplete.
Oh, there's the flag.
I'll check that now. Flag comes in.
I think Gallegos may have gotten there just a tad early as that ball intended for Brian Pullman.
Yeah.
No, he timed it about right. That ball wasn't catchable. They need to talk about that.
What do you mean wasn't catchable?
That is the call, though. Pass interference against Jacksonville.
I mean, it didn't go over his head. It was.
It hit the ground in front of him.
Yeah, but
but I think he's in. I think it's in the vicinity. I don't think you can. I don't think you're going to win that argument.
I don't know if I've seen him call uncatchable if it bounces in front of him. It's got to be way over their head. I mean, because if he didn't get bumped, he might have caught it, even though it was in front of him. But wait a minute. I'm disputing our rules expert.
Wait.
Oh, wait a minute. I apologize. I stand corrected. Look out.
Rogas looks to throw now, pulls it down, read option up the middle. He goes, and he's down to the 37.
Timeout right here as the Bobcats look like, no, Jacksonville, who's stopping this clock? It's going to be the Fighting Indians. No, check that, Hallsville. That'll be their second timeout with 48 seconds remaining. Joe Drennan calls the timeout right here, guys, at his own. Oh, I don't understand that call. I mean, you're down 21-6. Guess he feels pretty good about his offense right there.
48 seconds to go here, first half.
Fans, stay with us for the Whataburger halftime report. We have absolutely nothing. I'm kidding. I'm
not
joking.
Entirely true.
I don't. That's not entirely true. I mean, we've got Ryan.
I heard you and Kobe Durden were going to do a high kick routine. Is that not?
No, Kobe and I are not going to do a high kick routine.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
No, that would be something to see.
Kobe said he would do it without me. Okay, yeah. We do have some things at that Waterbury halftime report.
Listen, he's a youth minister. He has done a lot more crazy things than a high kick routine, I promise you.
Hey, he has done some crazy things. He has to pay me every other week to keep me from telling people about it. So here's Hallsville after the timeout, looking at second down, 4 to go.
2 receivers each way for Rogas. He's going to set his feet now. Under pressure, throws, floats it in the middle, and dropped incomplete.
Well, a little help that time dropping the football by Sergio Morera.
Yeah, Morera caught up. And
ooh, I thought he got him across.
Pressure there.
Thought he got him across the face mask. I guess they said he got him across the top of the neck flap there on the shoulder pads, but it looked like it was going to be a catch by Elijah Nicholson. It was just a quacker into the teeth of this wind, and Nicholson had his man beat.
Yeah, to his credit, Nicholson had found a hole in the zone. He was just sitting there. Couldn't quite haul it in.
Give Sergio credit for knocking it away. Third down, 4.
Rogas will hand this one off straight ahead to Florence. He'll make his way to the 41.
So that'll stop the clock as they move the chains with 34 seconds, and then they'll turn the clock back on. In Hallsville with 1 timeout here. And if you're Jacksonville, do not let anybody get behind you. Sergio will check out. McCullough will check in defensively for Jacksonville.
Trips right, 1 left, 1 back on the right side of Rogas. Rogas rolls to his right, got a set and throw, and he will go towards the boundary and incomplete over there. Receiver fell down.
Yeah, he did. He fell. The ball was thrown toward out of bounds. Jacksonville almost comes up with a pick. That'll stop the clock with 10.9 seconds remaining. That used to be my time in the 100, 10.9. I'm just kidding. Just seeing if you're paying attention. 10.9 seconds.
Yeah, if I ran the 100, it'd be 10.9 minutes.
Yes. I'm feeling you.
I couldn't run out of sight in a week. That's what I'm trying to get at here.
Third down for Hallsville here with 10.9 left.
Trips right, 1 left this time for Rogas. 3-step drop sets. Throws to his check down. The ball is out. Jacksonville has got it.
So 2 seconds remaining, and let's see if Jacksonville, they got 1 play here.
So you got 1 play. So take a shot if you're Jacksonville.
Screen set up. Jacksonville forces the fumble. Nicholson, the ball carrier, and he's down on the turf right now. They'll attend to him. He's rolling over and might have just got the wind knocked out of him, but Jacksonville's going to come up with the football, and they'll get 1 play with 2 seconds remaining. What do you think you can do here? You got the big arm with Clater. The ball's going to be marked about the Hallsville 42, so if he's standing about the 50, he can definitely get that ball in the end zone for Jacksonville. Stay with us. We'll have our halftime talk with head coach Wayne Coleman, sponsored by All Smiles Dentistry. We appreciate the good doctors at All Smiles Dentistry for sponsoring all of our conversations with Wayne Coleman. Then we'll have the Waterburger halftime report. We'll have statistics sponsored by Randy Gorham.
Mentioned Randy a little earlier. He had texted and said that he thought the broadcast had gone offline. Shared with him and want to just share with our listeners as well. If you're listening on the website, jhs-sports.com, sometimes due to traffic on the website, you might get dropped off there. So if that happens, folks, you can always use one of the external apps. You can go to YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, or Facebook. And really, I think, Ryan Travis, would you agree with me? That may be the way to go. Which one of those apps really do you think would you recommend, Ryan?
Well, it depends on the use case. I put a video out about it, but I would probably recommend YouTube if you are watching at home.
There you go.
So Twitch is also really good. But
last play of the half here.
Back to play. Last play of the half here. Clater will load up, throws to the slot, got his man, and we'll see if Jacksonville can advance it there. We'll get down to the 20. That would be good for Bill McCray Ford first down yardage, but that will do it for our first half. Our score as the teams head into the locker room, Jacksonville 21 and Hallsville 6.
Attaboy, Casey. Good. We'll get Wayne Coleman here in just a second. He's de-microphoning and de-headsetting as Hallsville will get the football to start this second half. Attaboy, Bryson. Good job, baby. I got
Bryson
you, baby.
Tatum's been de-cleating.
Yep. Coach, great first half. I mean, the conditions has not taken away your passing game, obviously.
No, it's just Like right now, it's just starting to pick up a little bit, but it's been pretty decent most of the game.
Running the football, Coach, I know you came out with this kind of weather to do that, and you went down, scored with some good running, and then you picked it up on the passing game. Defensively, boy, you were right. The Rogas kid can go, but, man, this second quarter you really wrapped him up well.
We did. He hurt us on a big draw play, caught us off guard. We ran the ball well early, and they started loading the box and bringing everybody in there and daring us to throw the one-on-ones, and the kids are doing a good job.
Second half, how will you play it with this weather?
Just got to see what they're going to do. If they're going to keep bringing the house, we're going to have to keep trying to hit our one-on-ones.
Yeah, they were really bringing the blitz a lot.
Yeah, they are. Just got to get the ball out quick and make big plays with our receivers.
Coach, thanks.
Thanks, Matt.
Head Coach Wayne Coleman on the All Smiles halftime interview. Appreciate Coach Coleman always stopping by and visiting with us. Guys, I'm going to toss it back up to you for the Whataburger halftime report. Take my break right now. I'll be back with you guys in a little bit.
Thanks very much, Matt. This is the Whataburger halftime report, folks. You make the order, and Whataburger makes it fresh. We'll be pleased to bring you our halftime stats. Those are sponsored by Randy Gorham CPA. Randy is your source for income tax and accounting needs in Jacksonville. He has been since 1984. Todd Travis, we will take a look now at the stats. Jacksonville on the good side of the ledger, 21-6, and really putting up some good numbers in some bad weather.
Our Indians finished the first half with 28 plays on offense for 186 yards. They had 156 yards passing and 30 yards rushing. Our quarterback, Patrick Clater, was 12 of 14 passing in the first half for 156 yards and 3 touchdowns. And our leading receiver, Carpenter, was 7 catches for 97 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Casey Kennedy had 3 catches for 28. Jalen Freeney had 1 for 22. And Tyrese Gibson had 1 for 9 and a touchdown.
So we thought coming into the game, knowing what the weather would be like, Todd, that Jacksonville would focus a little bit more on the running game. But Wayne Coleman really sticking with his game plan, kind of dance with the one that brung you. And Jacksonville 21-6, and a lot of that through the air, really sticking to that game plan.
We threw the ball a lot more in the first half than I sure expected in this weather. I'm kind of afraid right now the rain's picking up. Maybe it'll slack before the second half starts again, but we still had success throwing the ball, so we look good.
The Bobcats with 6, obviously the touchdown on the big draw play from Rogas, and then the missed extra point. So let's take a look at the numbers on the home side, Todd.
The Bobcats had 24 plays on offense for 103 yards with 17 yards passing and 86 yards rushing. Their quarterback, Rogas, had 4 completions on 9 attempts for 17 yards, and he was their leading rusher with 8 carries for 70 yards and a touchdown. And their running back, Florence, had 4 carries for 11 yards.
So we also knew about Hallsville that they were going to look to run the ball a lot with Rogas, and he's done well. He can go, as you heard.
He's
you
quick.
Heard Matt say, but and we saw that. But Jacksonville doing a pretty good job staying home for the most part. Obviously, that draw play, as Wayne Coleman said, caught him off guard. But it's one of those things where you kind of have to feel a guy out, learn how he runs, and then just kind of adjust. And I think you're seeing Jacksonville do that pretty well.
We really tackled pretty well in the first half.
Yeah, that's obviously been kind of an Achilles heel for Jacksonville all season is the tackling, and saw some really good ones.
So would you expect solid tackling in the rain?
No.
I
would not expect that.
Jerseys are slick, so it should be harder to hold on, and
no,
we've tackled well.
Yeah, but we've heard throughout the season a lot of Jacksonville's practices, they've really focused on those fundamentals. They've been a lot more physical in practice than they've been in the past, even than teams really tend to be, to try and drill that in those fundamentals. And it's still been hit or miss for the majority of this season. But I think you got to be really happy if you're Kenny Kennedy right now with the way your guys are making stops.
Played well in the first half.
Absolutely,
yes.
And that has, as we said, been a bit of a bugaboo, if you will, for Jacksonville to this point. But at the half. The Jacksonville defense doing their job, and the offense has them up 21-6. So Jacksonville 24 minutes away if they can keep up the momentum from the first district win of the year. Rain has really picked up, though, down there. This second half could be very interesting.
Matt's got a rain suit on, but
yeah,
he may have to find him a canoe or a boat for the second half.
That's a good point.
I told him before we got out of the car that there was an umbrella in there, and he was like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna be able to hold it."
Yeah, well,
I said,
you get one of those.
You might want it.
He may have second thoughts on that.
Get one of those umbrella hats, you know.
Oh
you know
yeah, that would be great. That would be something to see.
The golf hat, you know.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that would be something to see Matt wearing.
Matt's decided to not go with the cowboy hat tonight. Obviously, in the rain, probably not.
Got the hood on
great
tonight.
Conditions for that. Got the hood up.
He does have a leather baseball cap.
He does. So he's the spirit is still there.
That's right.
Yeah. He's going for that sort of the same type of look. So yeah, the Hallsville drill team has made their way onto the field. We were told there might not be any halftime festivities, but good to see that for the home side. Obviously, homecoming here.
It's homecoming.
Tonight,
they had a big group of alumni come in.
Yeah.
And they were planning to perform at halftime. So, yeah, that's the group taking the field now. And I can't count how many, but that is
a very
150 to 200 probably.
A very large group.
A pretty big group.
It's a big group.
Great turnout, and good for them to get to. Here you go, 100 past members, according to the PA announcer. So that's very impressive.
Wow.
The Bobcat Bells, their 40th year. Lots of drill team anniversaries this year. Jacksonville's Cherokee Charmers celebrating 35. Bobcat Bells celebrating 40. White House, the First Ladies, 50 years. So
wow.
There was, if you'll remember though, from about the Charmers started in '84, so you back that up to, I guess the late '60s, early '70s. That was kind of the time that Gussie Nell Davis had started the Rangerettes over in Kilgore, and everybody wanted to be the Rangerettes. They still do, and so you had all these drill teams pop up around the same time. So great to see all these traditions still going on, and a great group of Bobcat Bells here.
That's a bunch of people on the field.
And so
they called them out by graduation year.
Yeah.
And they held their hands up or did a dance to show what year they graduated, and covered lots of years.
Yeah. Of course, we know, Todd, you are our resident drill team expert, having
the 4 years I got to dance at halftime.
Danced
that
for
makes
4
you an expert.
years, so you know all the terminology. We'll ask
if we want,
I want to ask Juliana about that.
I was going to say, we need to bring Juliana in if we want much of a critique on that.
That's a good point. So glad you're with us. This is
Ryan. Have you got it? You want to fill in for it?
No,
this is some semblance of the Whataburger halftime report. Jacksonville 21, Hallsville 6. If you're just joining us, the Indians off to a good start in the rain. And it is homecoming over here in Hallsville. Both these teams looking for their first district game. And, guys, you got to be pretty impressed with the way Jacksonville was able to play, especially given these conditions that first half. Ryan's joined us, and get your thoughts, especially on the kicking game. Ryan, is Pena Sanchez, we saw him go deep a couple of times.
Yeah, I think that was a good idea. There was one play on special teams that I thought was kind of iffy, and that was when Chris Carpenter punted. I thought that they should have gone for it. It sure looked like there was a gigantic hole over on that right side that he could have slipped through, but it didn't get called, and the pass is the pass.
Yeah.
So.
But as we said, Matt alluded to this, Jacksonville with the special teams, especially on the kickoffs, can do so many different things. You never really quite know what Wayne Coleman's gonna have dialed up. It wouldn't surprise me to see a little bit more of that two-kicker look, get into even, if they need one, obviously to get into an onside situation. We've seen that this year. But then, again, sometimes they'll have that look, and Pena Sanchez will just boot it deep. and he's really gotten a hold of a few tonight. He's had a rough year. We were talking about this in pregame warm-ups, especially field goals and extra points. He's had a rough year, but he can kick it a mile.
He can, yeah. A couple of those extra points, he just doesn't look like he's quite comfortable back there. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, it hasn't been too bad of a year.
So it is halftime. This is the Whataburger Halftime Report. Glad you're with us here on JHS-sports.com. Easy for me to say. Jacksonville leading Hallsville by a score of 21-6. While we've got a moment here, want to mention again, and Ryan, you can help us out here, but we got a text message earlier from Randy Gorham, who's listening in tonight, and he had said that the broadcast was dropped. It was offline. I think the issue that we might have run into there is that I think he might have been listening on the website, and sometimes, Ryan, that can cause a problem. Is that right?
It can. That may have been it. We did drop some frames around that time, so we do have the cell phone hotspotted to the laptop to run this broadcast tonight, and you know how cell phone connections can be. So every now and then, I mean, something like that could happen, but I think we've got it sorted out where we shouldn't have any problems. But yeah, I think we did drop some frames around that time. Okay. So, I mean, there is a chance that we dropped enough where it may have taken us offline for 5 seconds and then we were back on. So.
Okay. And, of course, we do have our external apps that you can access from the website, folks, if you're listening. We are on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. And, Ryan, you had said, we kind of briefly alluded to this, and obviously you put up a video a few weeks ago that can still be accessed on our Facebook page. But in that, you were talking about for different types of viewing or listening situations, some certain apps may be better than others. Can you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, so some of the apps that we're using work better on different devices. Probably one of the easiest if you want to watch on like a smart TV or something in your house would be YouTube. YouTube is really good for those situations. But if you're maybe traveling or on the road, headed to maybe a college game or something tomorrow or to see some family this weekend, Twitch is definitely the one that you probably want to use in the car. It's the only one that you can listen to our broadcast completely with your phone locked, and there is a way to do that. You can lock your phone and it should pop up in the media box, and you just hit play again and it should play. So if you want to listen to it through your car speakers, or maybe you want to listen to it on headphones and don't want to have the phone open the whole time, that is the best way to do it, is through Twitch. But Facebook's really good if you're wanting to watch it just on your phone, have it laying there, and if you want to watch on the computer, Facebook's also a really good option. And then we do have a few people I've noticed that are watching on Twitter. So Twitter is another option if maybe you prefer Twitter over Facebook or something like that.
And so the Facebook broadcast is actually up on our page, JHS Sports Radio.
It is. It goes through Matt's account, but it is up on our page. Should be completely public where anybody could go look at it, but it is on our JHS Sports Radio page.
All right, folks. So if you follow us on Facebook, JHS Sports Radio, the broadcast will be accessible there. If you're friends with Matt Montgomery, it is also available through his account. So however you're able to listen to us, we are glad that you're with us here tonight. We know there probably are quite a few folks listening in who might not have made the trip in the weather. We've already got a couple of messages to that effect tonight. We know that the buses with the Charmers and the band and so forth made a safety decision not to travel. Probably a good decision given the distance and the weather, but we're glad if you're staying in that you're with us. We are at halftime here again. This is the Whataburger Halftime Report, and Jacksonville leading Hallsville by a score of 21-6 here in Week 5 of District 9-5A Division II play, as both Jacksonville and Hallsville are looking for that elusive first district victory. Something has definitely got to give, as they say. Ryan, let's step away here. What do you think, about 5 minutes? Take a break here?
Yeah, we can go 2, and then if you think it'd be helpful, I could run that video that I made.
That sounds good. So let's do that. We'll step away to hear from our sponsors for 2 minutes, and then stay tuned, folks. Ryan will run that video again that we've been talking about. If you've still got some questions about the most effective and efficient ways to listen, he should answer those questions for you. Thank you for sticking with us. You're listening to Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich is delicious. It's got that barbecue flavor, the cheese melts on top with that Texas toast. You look at it, your mouth starts watering. It's my go-to sandwich. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich, that's my all-time favorite.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better.
Austin Bank. You've known us all along.
If you walk through the Tomato Bowl, you've seen the beautiful large photos and arrowheads as well as signage around the stadium. Eric and Kathleen Stanfield can print large format images on metal, glass, and wood, and they do a lot more. Visit their showroom and see for yourself. Congratulations in Jacksonville, sponsors of the Play of the Game Award.
Hi, I'm Matt Montgomery. For the past 37 years, I've been helping people just like you get their financial ducks in a row. I'm a registered investment advisor and chartered financial consultant. We do portfolio management and comprehensive financial planning. Give me a call for a free consultation.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984.
That 100% beef Whataburger takes 2 hands and all of your attention. So yeah, now's the time to sneak that fry. Good thing there's plenty to savor. Good thing there's Whataburger.
Hey Indian fans, how's it going? My name is Ryan Travis. I'm the producer for JHS-sports.com, and today I'd like to talk to you about a couple of the problems you may be experiencing. This is a new format that we're doing, streaming online, and so there is going to be a learning curve for this first season, so just bear with us. We'll get you covered and figured out. If you have any questions that you have after watching this video, please feel free to ask us those on Facebook. You can send us a direct message or through Twitter. But before we get started with a couple problems, I'd like to talk to you about why we are not able to broadcast the live video of the game. So I know there's probably a misconception out there that people thought we were broadcasting the game live, but it is against UIL rules for us to do that, and so we are not able to broadcast the actual live video of the game. However, we do have some video that we're showing, so we do show smoke signals before the game. We start that around 7 o'clock, and then we also have video ads. So if you've seen our ads and you've seen our sponsors that we have, we're very grateful for them supporting our broadcast, and so we do have video ads for them as well. We do have the score up, so if you need to check what the score is and you just want to pop in for a second or something, you are able to do that as well. If you would like to listen to the audio only rather than watch the still video or something, you can do that through the website. However, the best way that I've found to do that is actually through the Twitch app, and you can find all of the links to the platforms that we're streaming on down at the bottom of our page. We are on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, and so we're trying to make it as accessible as possible for everyone to watch, which is partially why we are doing the number of platforms that we are. So if you prefer to watch on Facebook, that's great. If you're watching on your phone, I would say Twitch is probably the best option in terms of watching on a mobile device. It does allow you to listen to the audio only, and so the best way to probably do that, and you can test this because we do have a clip up, unless you want to test it live during the broadcast on Friday night. You can go to our page on Twitch, you can hit clips, and then you can swipe down from the top after you close the app, and you can hit play, and it will continue to play offline. And so you can access your phone, your messages, kind of anything that you'd like to do while you're still listening to the broadcast. You're choosing to listen on maybe a smart TV, that's another option as well. You can do that through YouTube. YouTube's probably the best platform to do that on. If you're watching on your computer, you can watch on Facebook, you can watch on Twitter, you can watch on YouTube, you can watch on Twitch. All of them work very well on the computer. However, I would not recommend the website for watching on mobile. It tends to buffer quite a bit, and I don't know if that's just because there's a lot of traffic on our website when people are watching, because I noticed that we've had like 150 viewers at one time, and if all of those people are watching on the website, that's going to cause some slowdown. So probably the best way to watch is on an external app. I would recommend either YouTube or Twitch, unless you just prefer to watch on Facebook. If you have any problems, please message us on Facebook or Twitter. You can send us a direct message from our page. That's probably the best way to get in contact with us if you do have a question. We've had a few people do that in the past, and I think we've solved their problems. So this is just going to address some of those that we've already been asked, as well as hopefully solve any that may be presented in the future. So if you have any questions, please feel free to follow us on Facebook, like us on Facebook, send us a message there, and we'll get you straightened out. So thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate you guys watching and supporting Fighting Indian Football, and enjoy the game. This has been Ryan Travis signing off.
The gang's all here. We are back at Bobcat Stadium. This is the Whataburger halftime report. Jacksonville leading Hallsville by a score of 21-6, and
that car alarm is really loud.
Yeah, it's right behind me. I'm on the Jacksonville side, way away from you guys. Somebody has got the horn honking, and I'm standing under the bleachers actually.
Oh.
And have you ever read that book, Under the Bleachers by Seymour Heines? Anyway,
I knew that's where it was going.
It's just a bad joke.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's look around the District 9-5A Division II. Of course, Jacksonville leading Hallsville now by a score of 21-6 over in Lindale. Lindale is leading Mount Pleasant, a team Jacksonville will see next week at Tomato Bowl. Lindale over Mount Pleasant 20-7. That's a halftime score. Over at Marshall, just about 15 minutes from here, Nacogdoches is giving the Marshall Mavericks all they want. It's 17-12. Marshall does have the 5-point lead at the half, but again, this kind of weather can neutralize a lot of powerful offenses, and that apparently either that or Nacogdoches' defense is really stepping up, because as we saw last week, Marshall's offense with Savion Williams at quarterback, he is definitely a candidate for the MVP of District 9-5A. Over in Pine Tree, a huge game. I saved this one for last. At the half, it's 28-20, White House over Pine Tree. Again, both of those schools at 4-0, tied with Marshall at the top of the district. So tonight's game obviously huge over at Pine Tree. Still 2 games remaining after tonight, but right now, Pine Tree and White House, it's the Wildcats over Pine Tree, 28-20. By the way, we talked about this, and I don't know if any of our viewers heard this or not, but the White House quarterback, Caden Casey?
Caden Casey.
Caden Casey, the White House quarterback, last week in the win over Nacogdoches was the Built for Tough, if I can get it out.
There you go.
Player of the week in Class 5A. Now, the reason I'm bringing that up, I usually don't compliment a lot of White House players there, and you know that.
Right.
But the reason I'm bringing that up is that he is the 3rd District 9-5A Division II player to be named the Player of the Week in 5A across the state of Texas. I don't think there's any districts that can say they've had 3 in the first 7 weeks of district play. Of course, Jacksonville's Chris Carpenter got it in week 2, not all district games, got it in week 2 against Palestine, and then DJ Freeman got it a couple of weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago for Pine Tree. Last week it was White House. So anyway, just kind of thought I'd throw that out there just to tell you how tough this district is. If you have 3 of those players of the week in 5A across the state of Texas, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, District 9-5A Division II is built for tough. And when Chris got it, of course, Tim McCray of Bill McCray Ford got to make that presentation.
He sure did, yeah.
So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and of course the way that Ford does that, they do so many things for school districts. Of course, they do the drive for cash. They just did that in Jacksonville for the Cherokee Charmers. So, the Ford Motor Company is so involved in high school athletics, especially in Texas. I know they do this all over the country, but they really have a presence here in the state of Texas. Let's look at a couple of other scores around the area as the Jacksonville Fighting Indians now coming out of the locker room along with Hallsville as we're about to get back underway. Tyler Lee leading Rockwall 20-14. Greenville and Sulphur Springs, that score's tied up. Well, excuse me, that's Greenville's up 19-10. I'm just kind of scrolling down here. Here's one. Henderson 21-14 over Chapel Hill. That is at the half. Corsicana is up 7-0 over Forney. Kilgore 10-7 over Van. That's a big ball game in the District of Doom right there. Carthage leading 27-0 over Palestine. Not a surprise there. Carthage, they say they're number 2 in the state. I think they're number 1. Scrolling down here as I continue. Rusk Eagles of Cherokee County up 30-21 over Brownsboro. That ball game is near halftime, 38 seconds remaining. And here's a battle of 2 former Jacksonville coaches. Chris Tabor, head coach in Jacksonville for 3 years now at Lavernia, coaching the Bears. He is playing against Gonzales tonight. The Gonzales Apaches, they're led by former Jacksonville defensive coordinator Mike Waldy. Those 2 guys grew up together. They went to college together, Mike Waldy and Chris Tabor, and they're playing each other as head coaches tonight at Gonzales. Gonzales is leading 14-6 now over Lavernia, so a couple of former Jacksonville coaches teeing it up there. And finally, Alto having their way with Cushing. That's an ugly one, 54-0 in the third quarter. I'm sure that's going to be a running clock pretty soon. Okay, that's a look around East Texas and some other areas in Texas at some scores, Aaron. And as Wayne Coleman said in the All Smiles halftime interview, he said that he thinks that Hallsville is going to come in and make some adjustments, and then of course Jacksonville will make their adjustments. And coaches, a lot of times they say they don't make adjustments. They do. They go into half, they fix things, tweak things, and I tell you, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Jacksonville has definitely come out tonight. And I did get to see Randy McCowan at the half and told him that we did a little throwback on him, and he started laughing, remembers that game well. And he said, but you don't remember. He said, Randall Kennedy caught every pass on that drive. I went, he did? He said, every pass. How many? I said, how many was it? He said, 6. Not that he remembers. And all the way in for that touchdown. In the rain, just a driving rain at Tomato Bowl that night. Halftime here. 21-6, Jacksonville over Hallsville, about ready to get set to play. Guys, I'm going to throw it back up to you, and I'm going to crawl out from underneath these wet stands and get back out on the field.
Sounds good. And while we're talking about scores, how about this one? World Series Game 3, top of the 5th inning. Houston Astros 3 and the Nationals 1. So Houston trying to climb back in that series.
They need a win tonight.
Yeah, have to do it up in D.C. tonight.
Yeah, lose the first 2 at home. Not a good start to the World Series.
Yeah, I looked at that last night. It was 2-2, and I looked at a couple of commercials and came back, and it was 10-2. So the Astros really got strolled last night in Houston, but looks like they're on the comeback trail tonight up in D.C. A lot of artificial noise tonight with no bands as Dixie plays in the background there in Swink. There's your old Miss Rebs. That's my attempt at a southern accent there. So Jacksonville will be kicking off.
Maybe a little more work, but you're on your way.
Thank you. So the rain's let up just a little bit, but it has not stopped. I mean, since I came down to the field at 6:25, I believe it was, it's been raining ever since I've been down here. It's been heavy at times and slow at times, and right now it's just one of those slow drizzles.
It looks a lot better than it did at the beginning of halftime. It was really coming down.
It was. Definitely coming down. Is APS for Jacksonville. Has it teed up, getting ready to boot it to Hallsville, down 21-6 of the Bobcats at home. Both teams looking for their first district win. Jacksonville with the 2-score lead here. And don't put it past Wayne Coleman here maybe to onside this thing maybe. I don't know.
He's got that 2-kicker look again.
Yeah.
Santos Aguilar and APS, but
APS
will pop it up to the left side. The up man fair catches it there at about the 43 of Hallsville. That's where Carter Rogas will bring the Bobcats back.
So Rogas had a really good first quarter, especially the first drive of the game for Hallsville when he had that big 40-something yard run down to the 6-yard line of Jacksonville. And since then, Jacksonville's done a nice job containing him, but he is a guy that you gotta spy him. I mean, you got to keep your eyes on him. He's a lot like DJ Freeman from Pine Tree. Here we go, first down Hallsville. Oh, they moved.
There's motion and a flag.
I don't understand how Hallsville – look at number 6 for them right there. He's just Jordan Landauer. He's pointing at Jacksonville. He clearly jumped, but wait a minute.
Offsides defense.
I'm sorry, Mr. Landauer. I apologize. You were right. I was wrong.
Does go on Jacksonville.
Yeah, he was pointing at Carson Cleaver and saying, it's not me, it's him. So Hallsville will keep it. That'll make it 1st and 5. Not a great way to start the second half if you're Jacksonville, jumping like that. Football at the Hallsville 42.
Rogus will
that's the play.
Try to hand it off, and it is a busted play, so he'll have to keep it and run left. He's going to lose yardage. He wanted to hand that thing off, and the back went the other way, Matt.
Boy, you gotta make that tackle right there. It was a busted play. Rogus went the wrong way. The quarterback, he turned wrong. But my goodness, Jacksonville's Avante Holloway, the senior, had Rogus wrapped up for about a 5-yard loss, and he let Rogus get away. He just didn't wrap up. I mean, he hit him, popped him, and just didn't grab onto him. Rogus doesn't get much further than that. Loss on the play back to the 35 of Hallsville. 3rd down, 12.
So 2 receivers right, with tight end over there as well. Rogus rolls right, looks, throws for the boundary, and incomplete.
It just ball sailed on Rogus. He's a left-handed thrower, and he's rolling to his right. Had to get his body turned around, and he just waited a little bit too long because your receivers only got so much real estate over there running that out route. And so incomplete. That'll make it 3rd and 12. Excuse me, I said a minute ago it was 2nd and 12. Now 3rd and 12 on the incompletion. Rogus has the play. First drive of the second half, Jacksonville leading 21-6 as the rain starts to pick up again. 3rd down, 12 for the Bobcats at their own 35.
2 by 2 go the receivers. Jacksonville showing a little bit of pressure now as Rogus under pressure throws left. Got his man, but he'll be short as he tried to. That's Tyler Lee over there. Tried to spin his way toward the marker and just looked like he lost his footing.
Yeah, and Steven Gallegos kind of bumped him a little bit after he made the catch. Gallegos for Jacksonville was going for that pick 6. He was trying to jump the route from his safety position, and the ball was thrown high, and he just couldn't get up and get it. Was caught. It's 4th down, 4 to go, and Hallsville is going for it on their own 44-yard line. Look for Rogus here on an RPO.
They're going to try to clear it out. Looks
now he's punting.
And a quick kick
good
from Rogus, and a good one.
Wow.
It hits inside the 20, roll down inside the 10, and Cats will let this one roll all the way to the 1. How about that? Carter Rogus.
Just a great call by Joe Drennan, having Jacksonville nobody back because he kept them in. And Rogus is not the punter, but he obviously showed right there that he can boot it. End over end goes down to the 1. So Jacksonville will start the second half, their first drive at their own 1-yard line. 21-6 Fighting Indians with the lead, but they have got to be quite careful right here as the quarterback Patrick Clater, the junior, will be standing in his own end zone, that purple end zone here in Hallsville. Looks like it's going to be Richardson in the backfield with Clater. Got the play, now we're ready to go.
Indians just looking to get out of the shadow of those goalposts. Handoff is to Richardson, and he may be dropped for a safety. That's close. There's the signal. 2 points to the Bobcats.
You got to get out of there, Aaron Richardson. There's no time to dance. And, I mentioned that in the first half, Aaron. He was doing that, and he's going to get a talking to when he comes off that field, the senior. You can't dance when you're in the purple, man. You got to put your head down. You got to get out of there. And that's what he did, and it cost him. So Jacksonville gives up the 2 points, 21-8, and now Hallsville will get the ball back. Ouch. You got to put your head down and get out of there. You do not dance and skittle around, and not sure who got in on the tackle, but it was one of those knifing tackles. You see a linebacker just shooting the gap and cutting Aaron Richardson's legs out from under him. So let's see if Jacksonville will bring Chris Carpenter on for the free kick at their 20, or will it be Aguilar, the sophomore, and APS, the senior, with their dual kickoff tactic they do, where they
of course,
crisscross.
free kicks are usually punted, so.
Yeah, this one is going to be kicked, I believe. I think Wayne Coleman maybe
made that election. I guess he's got the ability to do that.
But yeah, you don't have to punt it. You can do what you want. Free kick. Yeah, whatever you want to do. So here's Jacksonville after giving up the safety. 21-8. Jacksonville still has the lead. And here's the free kick for Jacksonville to give the ball back to Hallsville from the 20.
So APS will pop this one high to the left side. And
fumble!
It's a live ball.
Oh, they got it.
And the Cats are on it at the 48. But, boy, that hit the return man in the chest and was headed for the Fighting Indian front line.
Didn't mean to scream in your ear there, Aaron, but, boy, what an opportunity missed by Jacksonville. That is exactly why you kick it up that high, and Wayne Coleman is just furious. You got exactly what you wanted. You got the high kickoff. The guy muffs it in the chest. Where's your coverage? Nobody there. And it was a pretty fortuitous bounce for Hallsville. I got to say that, too. Bounced right into the gut of one of the Hallsville up men. So here's the Bobcats. After getting the safety, they get the ball back at their own 48.
Rogas has two receivers right. He'll follow them running that way, midfield and more. Jacksonville 45 and finally spun down about the 41. That'll move the chains.
And this is what you don't want if you're Jacksonville. Obviously, defensively, you give up the safety and they get the ball back on a short field. Casey Kennedy will check out as Rogas gets a first down. And this is kind of the situation Hallsville found themselves in that Jacksonville's in right now. You get a score, you get the ball back, you go down, get another score, make it a different ball game, obviously. Peter Torres checks in for Jacksonville defensively.
H-back will move from the right to the left, and Rogas will hand off, stretching it that way to the left side. And down to about the 35 they go.
Yeah, it's going to be number 30. That's Buck Buchanan. Young man been doing the punting for Hallsville tonight, except for that quick kick a moment ago by Rogas, the quarterback. He picks up 5 yards on the stretch play. Jacksonville did a nice job there, turning it back inside, but Buchanan is able to fall forward for 5. So Jacksonville has had one offensive play in this third quarter, a safety. Richardson tackled in the end zone, and now Hallsville on their second possession. They're threatening already in Jacksonville's territory, Fighting Indian 36.
Rogas takes the snap, hands off to check that, fakes the handoff, keeps it on the zone read down inside the 30. He's got first down yardage.
Steven Gallegos coming up for the tackle, and Gallegos playing very well defensively. Right now he is definitely being considered for the Austin Bank Defensive Player of the Game for Jacksonville, the way he's coming up and supporting defensively. He's made it almost double-digit tackles in this third quarter already. You don't like to see that from your safeties, but he is making some nice tackles.
Rogas now hands off to Buchanan, who puts his head down and makes his way to the 21-yard line.
Well, somebody for Jacksonville defensively has got to make a play right here. Everybody's looking at each other. They got their hands on their hips. They're frustrated right now. And they just don't look like they had that same energy they had that entire second quarter when they jumped out to that 21-6 lead at the half. Of course, Hallsville's had a lot to do with it, but they got to step up here.
Back to the line come the Bobcats. Rogas keeps this time up the middle, A-gap he goes.
Nowhere.
And Jacksonville all over that one.
Jacksonville says they got the ball, but I believe the official came in and blew it down.
Yeah, they're going to blow him, say he was down.
That's one thing Jacksonville's really, really good at, and we've seen that throughout this season, and that's stripping the football. They practice it a lot during the week and shows up, and that time they did the same thing, but Rogas was already down. They're actually going to give Rogas forward progress for about 2 yards. It's going to be third down, 4 to go. The Bobcats have the ball at the Jacksonville 22. They need to get to the Jacksonville, we'll call it the just inside the 17 for a first down.
7:42 and counting. Here, third quarter. Play clock's at 5. Rogas takes the snap, hands off, nothing doing.
Oh, great play by Sergio Moreira. And let's see who's coming up off the bottom of that pile Yeah, who is that? Oh, that's Tatum. Of course, who else?
2 big hits for him.
Yep. Sergio and also Carson Cleaver in 3 Jacksonville Fighting Indians in the backfield right there. As the Bobcats now, they lose a couple. 4th down for Hallsville at their Jacksonville 24, 4th and 5, they're going for it.
So the Indians looking for a big stop here as Rogas takes the snap, runs right, and he just trips, and he'll be short.
Turf monster
Turf
got
him. Jacksonville takes over.
And I think Bryson Tatum was reaching for him, and Rogas was stretching to get out from the grasp of Bryson Tatum. And when he was stretching, Aaron, that left foot went straight out from under him on this slick turf. And Jacksonville gets the stop on the slip, and they'll take over at their own 24. So the Jacksonville Fighting Indians, after giving up the safety in the short field, defense comes out and gets the stop. A little more breathing room on this drive to start it at their own 24. The last one was at the 1. Resulted in a safety.
Clater back to work. 2 receivers on his left, 1 on his right. Shotgun look. Bobcats showing pressure. Clater hands off.
Richardson.
Big hole for Richardson. Up the middle he goes. He's at midfield. Check that. He'll be just short of the midfield stripe, but he's got plenty of Bill McCray Ford first down yardage.
Yeah, that's the biggest run for Aaron Richardson this year. And he's not a guy that's going to go 70 with it, okay? I mean, he just doesn't have that kind of speed. But that's about a 28-yard run right there. A big gain. First down for Jacksonville. Pushes it out to the Fighting Indian 48.
And now, handoff again as he will fight his way about a yard.
And the difference, you see that run right there? What did he do, Aaron? He danced. That previous run, he hit the hole and he just barreled through it. And I'm not sure what he's watching, but you just, and I sound like a broken record, I know, but he just seems to be tap dancing once he gets. I know he's waiting for his blocking to develop, and I complimented him on that in the first quarter, but not now. Now you got to go like you did a minute ago when you had that big run.
So now Clater fakes a handoff, throws a slant, got him in, first down yardage. The ball's out. Cats are on it. Bobcats
he's down,
take over if they don't blow it dead.
Well, is he down? The officials aren't
We're
saying he was
see.
down. I guess they're not saying he was
Waiting for
down.
the signal. No, they say the Bobcats have it.
I thought he was down, man. He hit the ground. The ball popped out. So I'm in a bad angle. I'm way down here. Oh, my goodness. Let's see if it's on the scoreboard, if they show that again. So Jacksonville with their second fumble. Hallsville gets it back with 5:38 remaining. A nice drive was developing for Jacksonville. Casey Kennedy coughs it up after the reception. First down, Hallsville.
So at the 5:38 mark of the third, Hallsville back to work. Carter Rogas fakes a handoff. He's going to look to throw. Here comes the pressure. There goes Rogas off the right side, and he will make his way out to the 43 and deliver a shot.
Yeah, he dropped
while he's at it.
Yeah, Gallegos made the tackle, but it wasn't friendly. Right in front of the Hallsville bench, as you said, Rogas delivers the blow to Gallegos this time. And, you got to believe that they're tired of Gallegos being the one for Jacksonville delivering all the blows. Rogas says, I'm going to hit you this time. Picks up 9, 2nd and 1.
Rogas takes the snap. Hands off to Buchanan, who dives ahead looking for the first down marker. He'll be just short.
Yeah, it was actually 2nd and 2 a minute ago instead of 2nd and 1, and he did pick up 1 yard. Third down. Yard to go here as we go toward the 5-minute mark in this fast-moving third quarter. Both teams running the ball this quarter a lot. That's keeping the clock moving.
We'll go under 5 minutes. Rogas takes a snap, hands it off, and a slip in the backfield for Buchanan.
I told you this turf is bad, guys. I mean, it isn't just because, being wet, yeah, that hurts, but it's just like it's mashed down. It reminds me of the old Astrodome when we played in the playoffs down there in 99. It's just like, I don't know, it's hard to get a cleat in it. You better have some long cleats. That's 2 big slips by Hallsville. 4th down. How about this? 4th and 5. They punted it. They punted it last time, remember, though.
Could be a quick kick.
There it is, doing it right here.
And there it is. So Rogus again, end over end this time. Of course, nobody back. This will hit inside the 30. Take a Jacksonville bounce, though, and be down right there at the Jacksonville 30.
So Joe Drennan does what he did a moment ago. The head coach for Hallsville calls the quick kick with his quarterback Rogus. This punt not near as effective as that first one he had that went down to the 1 that allowed Hallsville to get the safety. 21-8, Jacksonville still with the lead with 4:11 remaining in this third quarter. Both teams looking for their first district win. And Jacksonville will start this drive at their own 30-yard line. It'll be Bryson Tatum in the backfield with the junior Patrick Clater as the Indians will go double wide left, actually one left, 2 right. One in the slot.
H-back is Kennedy on the
right
right side. Clater rolls right, throws short and incomplete.
Yeah, just got a little pressure on him, did Patrick Clater. One of those things he's going to have to learn is that he felt the pressure and he threw the football well before he really wanted to. He had some time to wait for his receiver to get out of his break, and it was Tyrese Gibson who he was looking at. Incomplete. 2nd down, 10 to go. As Jacksonville going against the wind in this third quarter. Rain's still coming down, but not near as heavy as it was earlier at halftime. Double team and Carpenter.
Clater drops back. Here comes the pressure. Clater gets away from one, dumps it off, and it's incomplete.
It was 2 Jacksonville players running into each other. It was Casey Kennedy and Bryson Tatum.
Yeah, he was looking for Tatum. But
well, they just both ran into each other trying to get the football. I mean, no fault. I mean, Clater was looking for Carpenter, who was double teamed, and he went down to his progression to Tatum, and Casey Kennedy was in the route. Incomplete. 3rd down and 10 to go for Jacksonville. Football still at the Jacksonville 30. 3rd down, 10 now for the Fighting Indians.
2 receivers each way for Clater. He needs some time to throw. Sets, looks over the middle, and it is dropped. Separated from the receiver hard at midfield.
Well, the ball was tipped by Blake Ware of Hallsville, and Corey McCullough, the senior, had a chance. He got his hands on the ball after the Blake Ware of Hallsville tipped it. Just wasn't able to hold on to it. So Chris Carpenter will come on as the Hallsville defense gets it done, forcing Jacksonville.
Yeah, McCullough took quite a shot. He's still trying to shake out the cobwebs a little bit.
So here's Carpenter for Jacksonville standing at his own 17-yard line to punt the football. The wind kind of has died down just a little bit.
Return man standing at his 40. See if Carpenter can get the boot into this
one.
one.
We got a block. Come on, there's a flag.
Came out partially blocked, but it's because he got rough. There's the flag.
Yep, and it's going to be Chance Collins, the 6', 200-pound senior, clearly running into the kicker here. Let's see if it's roughing. I think the official's going to say it's a running into the kicker.
Running into, so
that won't be an automatic 1st down. So let's see here. I think they're going to give him the – Wayne Coleman's probably going to see where the ball after Carpenter. He did get it away. So he's going to see if he wants to kick it again or he's just going to decline it. Let's see. I think Wayne Coleman's going to just go ahead and put his defense on the field. Hallsville, they were bringing them. I mean, they're trying to get the block right there. So it's going to be rough running into the kicker, and they'll decline it. Will Jacksonville. Check that, 5 yards added to the end. So that they did not decline it. I guess that's your option to take it at the end or actually re-kick it 5 yards, so you take the 5 yards at the end of the play. I need to bone up on some of my rules, man.
Or ask Todd Travis.
Yeah.
I would have thought we'd re-kick that, but.
Well, they've tried to block 2 of them, Todd. I don't know.
I know. We only got 15 yards on the punt.
Yeah, well, it's better than a block. And that was close. Look out.
So Rogus looking to unload near side.
Yeah, it's a
incomplete.
flag.
There's a flag, yeah. As, boy, Jalen Franey all over him, did not look for the ball. Of course, you can face guard in high school football, but, boy, he was all over him.
Well, it's the contact. As you said, Aaron, you can face guard, but you can't While the ball's in the air, you cannot make that kind of contact that Jalen Freeney made right there. And Kenny Kennedy, for Jacksonville's defensive coordinator, is arguing that the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, and the official said it was not. So it's a 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage, so automatic first down, obviously, with the 10 yards. And it was clearly a pass interference call. There's no disputing that. The coaches for Jacksonville, they weren't arguing with that. They were saying that the ball got tipped at the line of scrimmage. I didn't see that. I thought it was a clear pass. So first down Hallsville. That moves the football to the Jacksonville 40-yard line, first down for the Bobcats.
2 receivers left, 1 right now. Man in motion from the slot. Gets a handoff. Jet sweep action now coming back right side. Good pursuit.
Tyrese.
For Gibson. Not much there.
Wow, Tyrese Gibson, nice play. Pursuing the runner down the line of scrimmage. Zakar Florence, the big sophomore running back, on the stretch play. And, boy, you really like to see people stay parallel to the line of scrimmage and just force them to run out of room before they have to turn back up, and then you make the tackle.
So we'll go under 3 minutes to go third quarter on this play as the keeper for Rogus will go up the middle inside the Jacksonville 30. That's good for first down yardage.
Too many missed tackles in that backfield.
He ran right through some tackles there.
Aaron Richardson, you got to wrap up, man. You're a senior. You got to set the tone. I mean, he had him dead to rights, did Aaron Richardson, and he just wasn't physical enough. I mean, this is the sophomore that weighs 155. You're 220. You got to bring him down. Just whiffed on him. First down, Hallsville.
2 by 2 go the receivers. H-back is on the left side of the formation. Now man in motion right side to left slot. Jet sweep action, hand off, and burst his way around the left end for about, call it 8.
It's Brian Pullman, 150-pound senior. He kind of slowed up a little bit when he saw Bryson Tatum coming.
Yeah,
Tatum
wouldn't you?
Oh, man, he just so intimidated was Pullman. He didn't even try to cut. He just kind of braced himself. He does pick up 7 yards on the play. Well, now we'll call it 6. Second down 4. Football is at the Jacksonville 24-yard line with 2:02 and counting in this third quarter. 21-8 Jacksonville with the lead, but Hallsville knocking at the door here.
They'll move the H-back from left to right as a handoff for Rogus straight ahead.
Nice tackle by Jacksonville that time. Let's see who that is getting up off the bottom of that pile. You'd like to see that wrap up right there. It's Sergio.
That's Tatum.
Tatum. It's Tatum. Yes, that's correct. Thank you, Todd. I saw the 1. I thought I saw the 1. It's 10. Bryson Tatum's number is Casey Kennedy will check in for Peter Torres defensively for Jacksonville. Third down, 3 to go at the Jacksonville 23. Big play here for both teams.
Indians looking for the big stop here. 2 by 2 go the receivers. Now man in motion from the slot right to left. The handoff is faked, and straight ahead goes Rogus. First down yardage to the 16.
I mean, Rogus is really not doing anything, any kind of trickeration at all. I mean, he barely even fakes the handoff. He just kind of pulls it, just kind of holds it out there for a second, and he takes off. I mean, he knows he's going to keep the football. And he's very elusive for a 155-pound sophomore. Gets the first down to the Jacksonville 17-yard line. Has the play from his head coach, Joe Drennan. Clock stops at 1:11. It should be moving right now, and it's not. It's stopped at 1:11. Now it's turned back on.
There it is.
There's the home cooking there. They just now turned it back on.
So Rogus will pitch.
Fumble!
That ball's live, but it bounces right back up into the breadbasket of the Bobcat back.
Oh, boy, did he get a Sunday hop right back to him. Buck Buchanan, perfect pitch by Rogus, the Hallsville quarterback, to Buchanan, and he just dropped it. And when he dropped it, everybody was flying, and the ball went boink like a basketball, came right back up into his hands. So he dodges that bullet, picks up 2. 33 seconds and counting, second down, 9 to go at the Jacksonville 14-yard line. Jacksonville still nursing that 13-point lead.
Should be. This is Rogus.
Look out.
Straight ahead he goes. At the 10, the 5, he's in. Touchdown, Bobcats.
Again, missed tackle in the backfield by Aaron Richardson. Too much depth on his penetration. You got to go down the line of scrimmage, man. You go up the field 3 yards, that kind of guy's going to go right around you. Just not good technique right there. I mean, that's what a lot of times that's what it comes down to. And sometimes it's not size and speed. Sometimes it's just technique. Should have gone down the line of scrimmage and protected it. Swinging gate here.
Swinging gate again, so got to watch that if you're Jacksonville. They will now shift into the extra point formation. Extra points brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. Jacksonville bringing some pressure, but the kick is up and good. So with 13 seconds to go third quarter, our score now, Jacksonville 21, Hallsville 15. We'll take 45 seconds and come right back. You're listening to Fighting Indian Football on JHS-Sports.com.
Since 1953, Huber Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Huber Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich is delicious. It's got that barbecue flavor, the cheese melts on top with that Texas toast. You look at it, your mouth starts watering. It's my go-to sandwich. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich, that's my all-time favorite.
Hi, I'm Matt Montgomery. For the past 37 years, I've been helping people just like you get their financial ducks in a row. I'm a registered investment advisor and chartered financial consultant. We do portfolio management and comprehensive financial planning. Give me a call for a free consultation.
And we are back live at Bobcat Stadium. Aaron Swink, Matt Montgomery, Todd Travis, and Ryan Travis along with you. Hallsville closing the gap. Jacksonville 21, Bobcats 16. With 13 seconds to go here, third quarter. Hallsville kicking off now to Jacksonville, and
he slipped.
It's a squib kick up the middle as the kicker does slip. That's a live ball. Jacksonville going to have to corral it.
Lord.
He did, but boy, what a hit. What a hit. Now, that could very easily be targeting.
Cannot believe there's no call right there. I mean, I know it was spontaneous. Chris Carpenter picked up the loose ball, and he slipped, and when he did, the guy came down and speared him right helmet to helmet. No call? I don't understand. You know, when they put that rule in, 3 years ago, that's all you saw. I mean, you just saw it called all the time. Now, they kind of relaxed it some. Jacksonville with a football at their own 22.
9 seconds to go here, third quarter. Empty backfield, trips left,
blitz.
2 right. Here come the Bobcats, obviously with the blitz. And Clater just going to have to throw that one away.
Okay, so clearly the book's been read on Patrick Clater by Hallsville. They've watched film. They've seen him throw off his back foot. They've seen the pressure, what happens. Now you got to answer if you're Jacksonville. You got to call that play for the blitz. Let's see what Wayne Coleman and Randall Kennedy come up with for Jacksonville. His Hallsville's just pinning their ears back and sending the linebackers. Somebody has to be open over the middle of the field when you see that. Hinojosa checks in for Jacksonville.
2 each way go the Indian receivers. Hallsville showing some pressure with the linebackers now backing it off. Straight ahead goes Hinojosa. And he's got a Bill McRae Ford first down.
Man, I love to say Hinojosa. Hinojosa. Yeah.
The Dominator.
What a run right there. That's going to be the end of this third quarter. It's going to be an exciting fourth quarter, folks. 21-15. Jacksonville with a lead.
So as they switch ends, we'll step away for 45 seconds. You're listening to Jacksonville Fighting Indian Football on JHS-Sports.com.
Gene Bromlow, class of 66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984. Since 2004, Legends Old Time Burger Cafe has been the home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburgers. Hand-battered chicken strips, chicken fried steak, fries, and onion rings are the best around. Legends, home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburger.
And we are back live at Bobcat Stadium, getting set to start the fourth quarter of play. Jacksonville clinging to the 21-15 lead, trying to get things going again. Handoff is to Hinojosa. He tries to find a hole on the left side. Not much there at all.
Tried to stretch to the outside, but he made a good decision cutting back into the teeth of the defense to try to find a crease. He's so small back there. He's about 5'6", 155 pounds, if that. Maybe less than that. Gets back. They'll give him about a half yard. It pushes the football out to the Jacksonville 34. Second down, we'll call it 9 for the Fighting Indians.
Clater's got Gibson in motion with a jet sweep. He hands it off to Hinojosa. He'll dive ahead for 3 or 4.
I mean, I like the way Jacksonville's, running the football here and popping it. They got to have better first downs. When you go 3rd down and 7, 3rd down and 8, that makes it tough, like it is right here. If you can get 4 or 5 of that first, the first run, that's what has been hurting Jacksonville in this second half, is their first downs have been very, very inefficient. 3rd down, 8 to go for Jacksonville at their own 35.
2 Indian receivers each way.
Timeout Jacksonville.
Timeout Jacksonville. We'll take it with them for 45. This is Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Austin Bank. You've known us all along.
That 100% beef Whataburger takes 2 hands and all of your attention. So yeah, now's the time to sneak that fry. Good thing there's plenty to savor. Good thing there's Whataburger.
We are back live at Bobcat Stadium. Aaron Swink, Matt Montgomery, Todd Travis, and Ryan Travis along with you. Jacksonville 21, Hallsville 5. Big 3rd down coming up right here for both teams, Matt.
Say again?
It's a big 3rd down coming up right here.
Yeah, excuse me. It's huge. Here we go.
Hallsville showing pressure. Clater drops back, sets, throws over the middle, complete.
Kennedy, he got it.
Kennedy has got your Bill McCray Ford first down. You'd think we'll see where the spot is.
Hang on, no,
I
it's going
think
to be.
he's just short.
Boy,
No, he's bringing him.
They gave it.
He's bringing him. He's bringing him. Thank you, sir.
There it is. Move the chains.
Wow. If I'm Joe Drennan, I'm wanting a measurement.
Yeah.
I mean, it was that close that he didn't hesitate. He said, "Bring the chains." Of course, it was forward progress. I mean, not where Casey got tackled.
Right.
So that's where he got the spot. But man, it looked
he
like
didn't give himself up either. Sometimes you'll see a guy make a catch and run back, but he didn't do that. He actually got pushed back. So
big 3rd down conversion for Jacksonville, Aaron.
Flags come in as the Indians tried the jet sweep motion, but that's going to be procedure against Jacksonville.
Yeah, they're going to get Kobe Anderson, the Jacksonville right tackle, for movement. And as you said, Aaron, they were setting up the jet sweep was Jacksonville. Of course, on that jet sweep, Jacksonville has not run that much this year as they have in years past. They have run it some to Carpenter and Freeney, but
yeah. It's hard to run off of it, Matt, though, when you don't run it enough, or you don't run it to keep the defense honest.
Well, we've been seeing Clater start to keep the football, and it just hasn't been nearly as effective as it has been in past years with that. So a lot of teams' defense is catching up with that jet sweep, if you will. 2nd down, they'll check it 1st and 15.
There's the motion again, but this time the handoff is to Richardson. That's a nice move there, and he will make his way for a couple. Now, what they actually did there, Matt, and I like this, is they brought Tyrese Gibson on the jet sweep motion and just let Richardson fall in right behind him, and Gibson able to lay a block.
What happened, Gibson, like you said, Aaron, was leading the charge there, but he stopped. He stopped to stalk block. That's what receivers do. They stop and they stalk block. Well, when you got a guy running right behind you, you can't stop and stalk block. He's going to run right up your back. That's why Aaron made that big move you talked about. He had to get off the stalk block move. So good gain of 4. 2nd and 11 for Jacksonville.
Well,
a hard 4. Oh, they're offsides. Come on.
Slant route, caught, 1st down into Bobcat territory, all the way down to the 42.
That's how you handle that blitz, Aaron. They were coming off the edge. Good read by Clater and Gibson for the slant route. That's how you keep those linebackers and make them stay at home.
And that's how you pick up a Bill McRae Ford first down into Bobcat territory.
Nice execution by Jacksonville for the first down. 8:40 and counting in this fourth quarter. Jacksonville nursing a 21-15 lead. First down at the Bobcat 43.
Two receivers right, one left. Clater, time, throws across the middle, slant.
Oh,
this
gosh.
time incomplete off the hands, almost intercepted.
Perfect pass by Clater. Come on, Tyrese, you got to make that catch.
Boy, I'll tell you.
Oh, man.
You got to pull it down, and when he didn't, the Bobcats had a shot at it.
Trying to catch it with his hands, a wet football, and sometimes you got to use that cut motion. You got to bring it to your chest on a wet football, especially when it's going 20 yards down the field. It's not like a 10-yarder. Second down, 10 incomplete.
Clater gets the snap, hands off, straight ahead, big burst down to the 34.
Big
Richardson,
run.
and again, Matt, when he's effective is when he hits the hole and goes.
So much more momentum on that carry right there. I mean, he didn't hesitate. And that's 2 carries in this second half where Aaron Richardson, as you said, no hesitation, took the handoff and just shot through the A-gap. Big carry, third down, a very short 1 yard to pick up a first down.
Two receivers right, one left. Richardson will stay in the back
Here's the
field.
blitz.
Here come the linebackers. The ball gets away from Clater, and he's under all kinds of pressure, and he will go down.
Just a wet football.
Boy.
Aiden Gay, the sophomore center, not a bad snap. It was catchable. It was just a little low, and Patrick Clater, as he was reaching down to get the low snap, just went right through his hands for the big loss. So it's fourth down now. You had it third down and 1, and you lose 9. So here's Wayne Coleman sending out his punting unit with Chris Carpenter. And Carpenter looking at Coach Coleman and saying, how do you want me to punt this? Nobody back for Hallsville. Now they drop somebody back. The Indians going for a little field position play here.
Looks like Hallsville showing they were going to bring the block, and they do get pressure to Carpenter. He gets it away. It's a nice one.
Oh, wow.
Fair
5-yard line.
caught at the 5.
Good punt. Not too deep where Hallsville says, I'm just going to let this one go back in the end zone, but just long enough to where you had to make him play it. And I'm not so sure he should have just let that one bounce into the end zone. Hallsville will get the ball 95 yards away. They're down 6 points, 21-15. Jacksonville with a lead, 6:54 and counting, and Hallsville has 2 timeouts remaining, I believe. I don't think they've used one, have they? No, I think it was Jacksonville. So they should have 3 left.
They've got 3.
Yeah.
So Rogas has 2 receivers on his left, 1 on his right. He's got a back on the left side with him as he will fake a handoff and keep around left end. Lots of room to run. He's at the 15 and finally steps out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
Elusive little dude. First down out to the Jacksonville 16. 11-yard pickup for Rogas, the quarterback. Carter Rogas, 5'10", 155, a 10th grader. He has been the offensive weapon tonight for the Hallsville Bobcats as they push this football out to their own 16. Clock goes to 6:40. The clock's not moving. Clock's not moving.
He stepped out of bounds, Matt.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. The referee looked at me like I was crazy.
2 receivers right, but the handoff goes right side A-gap, gain of about 3.
But you can tell I'm very sensitive to these clocks when you're on the road, man. We've been there. He did go out of bounds. Thank you, Aaron. But we've been places where, yeah, clock operating is
you never know.
Always suspect sometimes when you're on the road and you got to lead.
At the risk of boring our audience with Forrest Gump references, you never know what you're going to get.
That's right.
That's 2 for the game if you're
Thank
keeping score at home.
Rogas
fakes a handoff, tries to run left, and he is swarmed under back at the 19.
Nice job by Casey Kennedy, not allowing Rogas to turn the edge and get to the corner. Aaron Richardson comes over with Carson Cleaver to finish him off. But that play made by the junior Casey Kennedy defensively, turning Rogas back to the inside. Third down, 6 to go now for Hallsville as the clock continues to run here with 5:40. Football now at the Hallsville 20. Huge play here for the Bobcats to try to convert.
2 receivers each way. Jacksonville going to try to bring some pressure on Rogus, and he'll fling it to the left, underthrew it, and incomplete.
Just a quacker right there by the quarterback, Rogus. It's a wet football. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's hard to throw in this rain, and that ball came out really, really ugly, and the receiver for Buchanan for Hallsville trying to come back for it, just couldn't get there. Now he'll come back on to punt, Chris Carpenter. And if you're Jacksonville right here, do not rough the punter. Get the football, get possession. You got 5:27, give it to your offense and let them run some clock.
Carpenter standing just on the Hallsville side of midfield. He'll field it, though, back in Jacksonville territory. He's at the 45, and he's actually shoved out at about the 44.
Oh, my goodness.
So they chased him back, did the Bobcats.
Did you see how he caught the football?
Yeah.
Like when you catch a punt, you got your hands underneath and you let it come to you. He stuck he high-pointed the punt like a pass. But Chris Carpenter's got some incredible hands. I mean, he just kind of put his hands over his head and caught the ball like he was catching a pass from his quarterback, Clater. It keeps the ball from rolling. That was a good move. So now here's Jacksonville. 5:17 remaining in the ballgame, leading 21-15. They'll start this drive at their own 45-yard line.
It's a great move when you make the catch, man.
Yes,
That's one of those where.
And there were Bobcats coming after
Yeah,
him,
you're
too.
either a hero or a goat, depending on how that play turns out.
Protect the ball here for Jacksonville.
Clater, hands off, straight ahead, Hinojosa. Check
Tatum.
That's Tatum. Good spot, guys. He spun down at the 45.
And they'll give him about a yard on the play right there as Hallsville bringing the hat.
Go under 5 minutes to go in the ballgame here in regulation.
Boy, if you're Jacksonville, you want to get a couple of first downs here and really put the pressure on Hallsville because, I mean, they're not a passing team. I mean, the more clock you can burn here and the more pressure you put on them to throw the ball, the better. Need some first downs.
Clater, hands off to Tatum. Big hole for him, and he fights his way over midfield to the 49.
So third down and 4 to go. Crosses the 50 into Hallsville territory at the 49. And Wayne Coleman puts the hammer in the game. The hammer, I mean Bryson Tatum, to get those tough yards. Play comes in. It's actually third down and about 2. Got a good spot there on forward progress. 49-yard line of Hallsville. Hallsville needs to stop here. Jacksonville's short somebody. Now they got him coming in. Plenty of time on the play clock. 7. Timeout Jacksonville.
Timeout Jacksonville. You heard Coach Coleman calling for it.
What? I mean, it was a lineman who wasn't in the ball game. I don't get it. What's the substitution there? Wayne Coleman's asking him. He says, "What are you doing coming out of the game?" Let's take a break.
So we'll step away for 45 seconds. This is Fighting Indian Football on JHS-Sports.com.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better.
Did you know that Homes and Properties realty listings are advertised on hundreds of websites worldwide? Their agents can show you any property listed in beautiful East Texas and the surrounding area. Call them today.
Since 1952, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has been protecting their customers with life, auto, and homeowners insurance. Call Andy Calcoat in the Rusk office at 903-683-2576. Andy's years of experience will help you find the right coverage for you and your family.
We are back at Bobcat Stadium as Jacksonville having to iron out the substitution issue there, Matt, after that timeout.
Well, clearly the Indians are still having problems. Look at this here. Unbelievable.
Still shuffling personnel now. Clater keeps himself up the middle.
First down.
Big room to run to the 40-yard line and another Bill McCray Ford first down.
Back to that previous, before that first down, I don't understand what the heck was going on. Jacksonville had 12 men on the field after a timeout. I don't understand how that happens. And Casey Kennedy comes sprinting off the field. And I'm surprised they didn't have a legal substitution there. Why is that not the call, Mr. Referee Todd Travis? Why is that not? I don't see why that wasn't a legal substitution on Jacksonville. Anyway, they didn't throw the flag.
Hey, it went our way, so we won't question that.
No, we'll take it. First down, Jacksonville, 3:27 and counting. Milk this clock. There's 4 in the – oh, I got to go now.
Now you got to go. So Clater going to try to run it up the middle again, and he battles his way back to about the 40, the original line of scrimmage.
So Hallsville takes a timeout right here. That'll be their first. They'll stop it with 3:12 remaining in the game. When we come back, Jacksonville will be looking at second down 9, Aaron, on the timeout. As I said, we'll take it away.
We'll step away with them for 45 seconds. This is Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com.
Come see us at Dairy Queen on South Jackson before or after every Fightin' Indian game to try our family favorites meal. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Rutherford, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
We are back at Bobcat Stadium, Jacksonville. With a first down, 3:12 to go. Ball sitting at the Bobcat 40-yard line. Jacksonville up 21-15.
Blitz.
Here come the Bobcats. And so the handoff goes left side A-gap, punishing run to the 36 is Tatum.
Oh, man.
Boy, he is laying the lumber on both sides of the ball tonight, guys.
Major Burnett, a junior defensive back, came in. Now we have another timeout by Hallsville as we'll keep it here. Major Burnett came in, and he was like, I got you 10. Talking about Bryson Tatum of Jacksonville. I got you. Boom! He's on his back.
Hey, Matt, do you want to do your trivia question?
That might be a good idea. Thank you, sir. Okay, here we go. The trivia question, by the way, if you look at your screen right now, it's on there. Since 1950, 68 years in the last 68 years, how many times did Jacksonville play the eventual state champion that same year? So in the year that Jacksonville played that team, how many times was that team a state champion in the last 68 years? All right, Todd, how many?
I might need to turn my sound up.
Might need you, Mike. There we go.
Yeah. I'm thinking quite a few, so I'm going to go with 12.
All right, close. Ryan?
18.
Aaron?
I'm going to go with 9.
Okay, we're going to come back after this play. As Jacksonville, after the timeout, still having to put somebody in the ball game here.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, my God.
Third down and 4.
What is going on here, man?
2 Indian receivers each way. Now man in motion is Kennedy right to left. He'll get the handoff.
Carpenter.
Carpenter checked that, and he spins down near first down yardage.
He's going to be short by about a couple of yards here. So another one of those third down major conversion opportunities for Jacksonville to continue to distance themselves or put pressure, I should say, on Hallsville.
They've got 4th and 1 now, man.
4th and 1, yeah. 4th and 1. Big call here for Wayne Coleman. So Jacksonville keeps their offense on the field, going for it.
Clock's at 2:30 and counting. You really need this conversion if you're Jacksonville.
Biggest play of the game so far for both teams.
Could very well go a long way to icing the ball game. Clater going to keep himself up the middle. He goes. How about that? Goes. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
34 yards on the zone read. Hallsville gambles and loses. You know, we talked about at some point when you blitz like that, you're going to get burned. And that's what happened that time. Hallsville shot the gap trying to get a trap in the backfield. And what a read by the junior Patrick Clater. Clearly his biggest run of the season. He may have just iced Jacksonville's first District 9-5A win. He scores from 34, 27-15. Here's the extra point.
Extra points are brought to you by Homes and Properties Realty. This one is up and good. So with 2:13 to go here in regulation, now our score, Jacksonville 28, Hallsville 15.
Hey, baby, good.
Matt, we can keep it here to talk the Matt's Trivia Question of the Week, sponsored by JISD. So, again, the question.
The question is, since 1950, in the last 68 years, that first time Jacksonville made the playoffs was 1950, how many times has Jacksonville played the eventual state champion that same year? Aaron, you said 9. Todd said 12. Ryan said 18. The answer is 14.
14.
So
wow.
14 of the last 60. So that's 1 out of every 5 years if you're doing the math on that. Okay, Ennis twice, Carthage twice, College Station, Texarkana, Texas High, Texas City, Waxahachie, Cuero just 1 time, Plano 1 time, Palestine 1 time. In fact, that was in 1964 with Super Bill Bradley. Palestine won the state championship, but wasn't a playoff game. Jacksonville lost 7-0 in Tomato Bowl. That was a district game. Corsicana was a district game in 63. Dumas in 62 and Brownwood in 1960. 14 times has Jacksonville played the eventual state champion.
And, of course, we've talked about this before, but that Dumas game in 1962, that was the beginning of the Fighting Indian name.
Yes, it was. Certainly was. So here's the kickoff by Jacksonville, up 28-15 with 2:13 remaining in the game. It's a deep one.
And the fair catch called for, but the ball dropped inside the 5.
He called a fair catch.
Picks it up.
He called a fair catch.
He spun down at the 12.
Oh, yeah, he can't do that.
But once the signal is made.
Oh, wow. Wayne Cole was saying he called fair catch.
He did. He absolutely did.
I know the official. He didn't see it. The
he absolutely did.
Wow. The official saying I didn't see it. You know what? That's okay, though. If I'm Wayne Coleman, don't worry about it. They got out the 12.
You got better field position where you are.
Yeah, you do.
Don't fight it.
Yeah, you got just let it go.
Yeah.
I couldn't get to Wayne in time. 14
he might not have
line.
listened to you anyway, Matt.
Nah, maybe not.
I mean, why would he start now? It's
Why
week
would you?
8.
I know. I agree.
2 receivers each way for Rogus is the Bobcats
look
going to
out.
have to go. This is going to be a huge pass play down over the 40.
Come on, that can't throw that flag right there
comes
now.
in as well.
No. Oh, my goodness. The back judge comes in and throws a flag right in front of the head linesman. The head linesman's right there, and there's no call by him. He doesn't see anything. He just Freeney grabs the receiver, number 2 for Hallsville. That's Brian Pullum. And he throws the flag from 30 yards away? Come on.
Yeah, when you've got a linesman sitting right there who
Wayne
could have made
Coleman cannot believe it.
Wow.
The head linesman just saw a normal tackle out of bounds. I mean, thrown out of bounds, not tackled out of bounds. And he didn't throw the flag. And here comes the flag from 30 yards away. Oh, wow. So 159, and that gives Hallsville the ball after the 15 yards to the Jacksonville 45-yard line, still alive.
Yeah, 1:59 to go. Jacksonville leading 28-15. Hallsville with the ball, as you said, Matt, at the Jacksonville 45. Rogus sets, throws over the middle. It's intercepted.
Tyrese Gibson with a pick. Goes up, plays center field, as you're supposed to as a safety, as Rogus throws down into coverage. And Jacksonville can seal this thing now with 1:53 remaining, their 3rd turnover of the ball game. So Jacksonville just can salt this thing away and get that first District 9-5A win. And with Mount Pleasant coming in next week, hey, you got a chance to string something here.
Well, and we talked about this at the very beginning of the season, Matt, but these last 2 ball games being at Tomato Bowl, that could be huge.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you give yourself a chance with some help from other people to sneak your way in. Seal this one here, and then you got one next week. Finish this one.
So now Clater takes a snap. He'll just keep and run up the middle. He dives to the 24-yard line.
It's a pretty safe move there by Wayne Coleman, and Hallsville will burn their last time out. Can't stop it after this, so it'll be 2nd down and 7 to go. Fans, stay with us, and after the ball game, we'll be announcing our congratulations play of the game. Also, our Bone Crusher hit of the game, sponsored by Dar Chiropractic. If your body needs an adjustment like Aaron Swinks or mine, like we need, call Dr. Darwin Dar. He's your hometown chiropractor.
Hey, I had one this morning. I think I'm going to make that a game day tradition.
Hey, why not? Yeah. Does a great job.
Yeah, he does.
We'll also be naming our offensive and defensive players of the game, sponsored by Austin Bank, your community bank locally owned and operated since 1900. And stay tuned for our All Smiles post-game interview with head coach Wayne Coleman, and then Todd will be along with our post-game statistics, sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. He's your source for accounting and income tax needs since 1984.
He's also the mayor.
Mayor Randy Gorham. But don't call him. He didn't like you to call him that. He wants you to call him Your Honor.
Yeah. Well, I think Chris Carpenter could run against him and give him a run for his money.
I think so. Yeah, I do. Now Jacksonville's going to burn a timeout here because guess what? We don't have the right personnel in the ball game. Well, Casey Kennedy is like, what? He's going, I thought I was supposed to be in here. I don't get it.
Again, it's week 8.
Yes.
Goodness gracious.
Next week, the Mount Pleasant Tigers roll into Tomato Bowl, and I'm not so nervous about the game as I am about their halftime performance by their band.
Oh, my Lord.
It's going to be.
You're not kidding.
Yeah, the day after Halloween. Maybe they'll get over it. Maybe they won't do anything scary.
They played at White House. I think it was the first district ball game, maybe the second. It was White House's homecoming. They were already doing it. So I don't think the calendar matters.
It doesn't.
To them.
I mean, it's some spooky stuff.
And
you said it scared your daughter, and it scared my granddaughter last year or 2 years ago.
I mean, I'm talking about, really, really, really kind of scary stuff is what I heard. So we'll see.
I mean, I feel like they need to – do we need to sign a waiver for our kids or something before they come watch that?
I don't know. I don't know.
It was like PG-13 rated, man.
I don't – I guess I just don't get art.
Yeah. No, when I say PG-13, I don't mean it was like in a clandestine way. I mean in a scary, frightening way.
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll clear that up. Here's Jacksonville now. Trying to run this clock out. Here's
Clater just going to run it himself. Up the middle, pick up a few and keep the clock running.
Kind of an ugly spill right there as Hallsville coming in trying to chop the ball out, obviously, as the clock continues to run 1:30. The Bobcats cannot stop the clock. There's 30 now on the play clock, so Jacksonville doesn't have to snap the ball until 58 seconds remaining in the game. It's third down, 4 to go. Clearly, if you get a first down here, you ice it. But it's 2 scores here. You're up 2 scores, so it's going to be a tough haul for Hallsville to score twice with no timeouts, and now we're going under a minute right here as Clater takes the snap at 3 seconds.
And he will just keep and go up the middle again. And he'll make his way to about the 29, as you said, short, but at 50 seconds and counting, they'll just have to snap it one more time, and if Jacksonville can pick up the first down, that should do it.
Yeah, there's 11 seconds difference between the play clock and the game clock. So as you said, Aaron, it's 4th down and 2. So just take a snap, kind of scoot around a little bit. Hey, man, congratulations. Excellent game. Way to play. So Fighting Indians going to get that first 9-5A win. Chris Carpenter standing by me here celebrating, giving the shimmy shang right now, whatever you call that.
So Clater up the middle looking for the first down.
He got it.
He's got it to Bill McCray Ford, first down, and that will do it.
And Marco Nunez, the big senior defensive tackle, 3-year starter, gets up and gives the muscle motion. He's the one that got the block that got that first down, so Jacksonville's going to get the win, their first 9-5A. Division II win. We'll get with head coach Wayne Coleman in just a minute. A lot of celebration here going now, the Jacksonville sidelines.
So the small Jacksonville contingent that made their way over got their money's worth tonight. The Fighting Indians into the win column for the first time this season in District 9 5A Division II. Still with it all to play for. Mount Pleasant coming to Tomato Bowl next week. And then Lindale to close out the season. So Jacksonville, as we said, Matt, not controlling their own destiny, but certainly still in with a chance.
Absolutely, and let's hand out some of our post-game awards. We'll start with the bone crusher hit of the game. For a while, guys, I thought it was going to be Stephen Gallegos, but now I had to make the change, man. Bryson Tatum. I mean, he had not just one or two, he had at least three major takedown hits in the second half. He's going to be the bone crusher hit of the game player, sponsored by Dar Chiropractic. If your body needs an adjustment, call Dr. Darwin Dar. He can fix you up. He's your hometown chiropractor.
Yeah, I think I'm going to talk to Dr. Dar. He ought to just give Bryson Tatum some business cards.
He ought to.
And he could just hand them to those guys.
Absolutely. Now for our congratulations play of the game, as you can hear the Jacksonville Fighting Indians coming over to celebrate the win with their handful of fans that have made the drive over to Hallsville on this wet, cold night. Our congratulations play of the game. The Patrick Clater 4th down and 4 scamper there at the end of the ball game there that's iced the ball game, the 4th touchdown from 34 yards out. Patrick Clater gets the congratulations play of the game. Not only does the congratulations provide this weekly award each week, but they're also the folks who printed those incredibly beautiful prints that you see up at the foyer in the Tomato Bowl when you walk in. Congratulations can print just about anything you can imagine. Glass, metal, wood, tile. Congratulations is your hometown awards and engraving store. And heck, they're a lot more than that. So we appreciate congratulations sponsoring Patrick Clater's 34-yard 4th and 4 scamper for the score play of the game. All right, offensive and defensive players of the game. Guys, I said this earlier, the defensive player of the game, to me, no question, has to be Stephen Gallegos. Do I get an amen or a second?
Oh, absolutely.
Austin
Bank.
I'll
second that motion.
Thank you. Austin Bank, your community bank, locally owned and operated since 1900. The offensive player of the game, guys, I'm going to give this to the Jacksonville offensive line as a whole.
There you go.
They played their best game tonight. I mean, he only had 30 yards rushing in the half. We had a lot more in the second half. They came out in the second half as a unit. I'm talking about as a unit. They lost one of their starters in the first half. They came out in the second half. They pulled together. Tremendous job by the Jacksonville offensive line. They are collectively the Austin Bank offensive players of the game. Guys, that's going to do it from down here in the field. If I can get Wayne Coleman. Where did he go? Let me see if I can find him. Did he walk away? Hang on just a second. Let me see if I can find this guy. Where did he go? Coach Coleman, he's standing over here shaking hands. He's shaking hands with the 15 people who came over to watch the game in the rain.
As he should be. That's a good look.
He's letting them know about it. I'm going to walk over here and catch him. Patrick Clater's over here shaking hands, running for office. So, oh.
Tell you what, a Clater Carpenter ticket would just wipe Randy Gorham out.
Big run, big 4th down run, Patrick Clater. Huh?
He told me I should have failed.
Run the clock out, fall down on the 5. And
but that hurts his stats, though, Coach. I mean, he's got to get some stats, man.
Highlights, too.
Yeah, you need some huddle highlights, don't you?
That's right.
Good game, Patrick. All right, we are with Wayne Coleman on the All Smiles post-game interview. Coach, big win, your first district win in 9-5A. Boy, second half you came out and it looked kind of dicey there for a second, but you made some really good adjustments in the 4th quarter and pushed it through.
Yeah, once we got the wind at our back, I felt better about throwing it again, and I just didn't like it in the 3rd quarter with the wind in our face. I wanted to give my defense a chance maybe, and so anyway, they kept us in the game there, and then once we got it turned around with the wind at our back, things looked better.
Well, they really were blitzing a lot there. I mean, trying to create havoc, and I just kept waiting for that slant route or that zone read that was going to break through. Patrick got the touchdown, and of course Tyrese had a big catch. And boy, those slants are really hard to stop.
They are, and we dropped one over the middle.
Yeah.
It was a big one. Might have been a touchdown. But anyway, overall though, we threw and caught the ball really well in this bad weather.
And, you know, you were right. The Rogas kid, he was very elusive, very quick, but you were able to contain him. Some really good tackling there, particularly in the 4th quarter when they needed it.
Yeah, the kid stepped up there. He is he's just kind of a, I mean, I'm
150 pounds.
I'm telling you, he is like the miniature Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
He's just so slick, and he just finds a little crease, and he's just hard to get a hold of.
Coach, huge win, big district win. I mean, next week you can get on a roll here. You got Mount Pleasant coming in, and they were losing at the half to Lindale. You come in and you get that win next week, and, boy, it really starts getting interesting with Lindale coming in the last game. I don't want to talk about that one because you got Mount Pleasant next week.
Yeah, we'll just take it one game at a time, see what the results are tonight, and maybe, maybe we can take care of business and put ourselves in a good situation.
Coach, enjoy this one. It feels good.
Thanks, Matt.
Head coach Wayne Coleman on the All Smiles Halftime Report. We appreciate All Smiles for bringing all of our conversations with head coach and athletic director Wayne Coleman to you all season long. Aaron, throw it back up to you guys.
Thanks, Matt. That will just about do it. The final here, Jacksonville 28 and Hallsville 15. We'll bring Todd Travis back in for our post-game stats brought to you by Randy Gorham CPA. Randy has been your source for accounting and income tax needs in Jacksonville since 1984. Todd, big game tonight from the Fighting Indians. First district win of the season. Let's break it down.
The Indians finished the game with 56 plays on offense for 336 yards, with 195 yards passing and 141 yards rushing. Our quarterback, Patrick Clater, 15 completions on 22 attempts for 195 yards and 3 touchdowns. Our leading receiver was Chris Carpenter, 7 catches, 97 yards, 2 touchdowns. Casey Kennedy had 5 catches for 52 yards. Tyrese Gibson had 2 catches for 24 and 1 touchdown. Jalen Freeney had 1 catch for 22. And our leading rusher tonight was Aaron Richardson with 13 carries for 58 yards. And Patrick Clater had 10 carries for 43 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, that very important touchdown that, of course, Wayne Coleman said he wanted him to go down, but, boy, I'll tell you.
Who's going to fall down at that point?
Exactly. So Patrick Clater putting on a show tonight as the rain picking up again. And get out of here.
We're going to get wet getting out of here.
We're going to get very wet getting out of here. But, after a 28-15 win, it feels a little bit different. It's all right. A little liquid sunshine never hurt anybody. So let's take a look on the Hallsville side of the ledger as the Bobcats do come up short here. They still will be looking for their first district win as they head into their ball game next week.
Bobcats finished the game with 50 plays on offense for 216 yards, with 50 yards passing, 166 yards rushing. Their quarterback, Rogus, had 6 completions on 14 attempts for 50 yards and 1 interception. And he was the leading rusher with 18 carries for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. And they had 4 or 5 guys catch the ball, so about one catch apiece for a total of 50 yards.
Yeah, so Rogus really making that offense go, and he certainly gave Jacksonville some scares. That first touchdown, that draw play, certainly a highlight for him. But Jacksonville getting it done tonight. Again, we want to thank Randy Gorham, CPA, for sponsoring our halftime and post-game stats. Randy has been your source for accounting and income tax needs in Jacksonville since 1984. Thank you, Todd, for bringing us the post-game stats. Once again, folks, it is finished here at Bobcat Stadium in Hallsville. Our final, Jacksonville 28, Hallsville 15. And so now Jacksonville heads home to the beautiful historic Tomato Bowl, the friendly confines, where they hope to be a little more friendly as Mount Pleasant comes to town next week, and then Lindale to finish out the regular season. But tonight, it's all about celebrating that first district win of the year. For Matt Montgomery, Todd Travis, and our producer, Ryan Travis, this is Aaron Swink saying thanks for listening to Fighting Indian Football on JHS-sports.com. Celebrate the win. Enjoy your weekend. If you've driven over to see the game, drive home safely. Good night.